Cool. Alright. Oh, shit. Come on. Don't be like that. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Fucking, yeah. Boy. You into college football? Not really. Not too much. More or less, like, I'm not really into, like, any sports, to be frank. Though, I mean, if I were to be, I'd probably be, like, football, like, soccer, football, or, baseball. Boy. Roll Tide, babe. Roll Tide what? Huh? Huh? By the way, I am, like, in kind of recovery mode a little bit. My day kind of was not as expected yesterday because my body decides to hate me every now and then. So, fucking, like, as soon as we met up for our friend, which was actually pretty cool, you know, it's good to, you know, see a long-time friend I haven't seen since high school, but, like, as soon as we went to go eat something after that, like, straight up, fucking, like, my gut hit me something fierce, and pretty much the rest of the fucking day, it was, like, brutal. Like, you know, just, yeah, I mean, I don't even really know how to explain it outside of just, like, you know, this fucking feeling of having to, like, puke stomach acid and shit over and over again and stuff. Not fun. Though, it didn't stop me from enjoying Tool, though. I was like, you know what? I was thinking in my back of my mind, I was like, am I gonna have to stay in my friend's car or something? Am I gonna have to, like, you know, hang out outside or something? Am I gonna be in the bathroom the entire time? What like, I was kind of, you know, going for, like, the motions. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna suffer through it, and, like, unless I have to absolutely have to, then, you know, I'll go run to the bathroom real quick, but if not, I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the light show and stuff when I can, and if I can't, then I'll just rest my head for a second. So, that's pretty much what I did, but, I mean, you know, either way, it didn't stop me from enjoying Tool. Like, their light show and their fucking performance was wild, dude. Really, like, I mean, some of the best light shows I think I've seen for a concert, that's for sure. Like, I mean, it just, like, little lasers and stuff going on. It was really fucking cool. What's the next show for you? This Friday, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. It's part of Crash Fest at the Bossa Nova. It's like a 3-day event, but I'm going for the first day to go see Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. DRI. Which, by that time, I should be fine. Like, honestly, I'm feeling better now. Like, I mean, I was just, like, miserable pretty much, like, you know, throughout all that. Once I got home, and then, like, up until about, like, 8. And then after that, my body's just been in recovery mode. So, I'm, you know, fine now, but, yeah, like, I could tell that, you know, my body ain't necessarily, it's, like, all worn out the fuck. Washington Huskies are killing it. Sports are football and basketball. Yeah, but basketball could be pretty fun. Gonna be awake at tomorrow at midnight. That's a very, random announcement. What's going on? Spooderman 2 finally drops. Oh, I mean, oh my god. Well, I haven't really been getting into many games lately and stuff, even though I really need to. I just don't really have, like, anywhere to play them right now. That's the problem. Which sucks. Like, boo. Boo. There. Get a little music in the background. All that fun stuff. Usual routine. I'm trying to think what other show is after DRI, because I know a Gemini Central is supposed to be coming soon, right? Or did they already happen? Okay, yeah, that's that date. I know I have those papers over here. There's down there. Oh, that already happened. That ain't it. Where's the other one? Might have actually already happened now that I think about it. I know in the midst of some of these Oh, there you are. Did you happen yet already? Gymnast. Oh, this is on the 24th. This is a Tuesday. I could still go to that. You know what? If their tickets aren't sold out, fuck it. I'll just buy them on Thursday, because I don't have the money for it now. But I'll just wait until Thursday, and fuck it, I'll buy a ticket. It's on the 24th. That's a Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure that's a day off. Because what would it be? Yeah, that's a day off, yeah. So, fuck it, I'll go to it. You should come chill on Halloween. I'll buy pizza. Dude, you're in fucking Alabama, bro. Yeah, let me just catch a flight all the way over there. And I already got shit that I'm doing with my friends that day, so maybe you should come over and hang out at my fucking, like, neck of the woods instead. But oh no, you never ever want to. You never ever want to fucking do it. Cool. Well, mom's in New Mexico. Well, see how things just, could be worked out better if you, just kind of planned it better. Instead of just, like, making me being like, hey, fuck it, just YOLO it. I only YOLO it, every now and then, okay? I kind of did yesterday, I mean, but I'm pretty sure, like, one of my coworkers thought that, like when I was talking about the show for Friday, because I went up there too today just to, grab a couple things. Just kind of help make me feel a little better, which luckily it has. So, I was asking one of them about Friday because I accidentally fucked up when I requested a day off that I put it on the 19th instead of the fucking 20th to win DRI's plan. So I retardedly forgot to be like, yeah, let me double check. So now I just gotta, like, hopefully get that figured out, which should be fine. But Chihuahua eat cat food to get the runs. Well, yeah, you don't want a dog to eat that shit anyway, because, like, there's way more protein in cat food because cats need way more of it than dogs. Like, it's not good for a dog to have cat food at all. I also try to keep telling my fucking dad that too, because, like, whenever my dog, barges in his room sometimes, like, let the dog, like, pick up, like, random little, like, stray kibbles or whatever that the cat might have left. And I keep having to tell him, it's like, fucking quit doing that. Like, seriously. I don't know why, he keeps doing it, but it's like, that's not good for them. Especially if they're like a little chihuahua, like that tiny little thing. I mean, Zukov could probably handle a little more because he's a bigger dog, but, I mean, still, even then, I try to not make him do that. Does he have cat food in his room? Because he has the cat hang out in there for the most part. Well, that's kind of where the cat has his domain. So, like, because the cat doesn't, like, Curly, he's not really exactly fond of Zukov that much. I mean, he'll, like, hang out around the house and stuff, but, like, usually, like, his little domain cave is in my dad's room, so my dad just feeds him in there. And also, it makes sense, too, just because, like, my dog will probably just, like, randomly try to find it and, eat it and shit, if I wasn't here when I'm at work or something. So, it's also for that, too. I mean, it's kind of what Venom's also saying, because my dog will straight up, like, scavenge for shit like that. So, it's a little bit of both. Your Destiny's weird enough to do that. What? Eat cat food himself? No. Dude, my dad's fucking weird, bro, but he's not that weird, okay? I mean, he's got some quirks, way more than I do, but, I mean, he doesn't do that. Well, it's not that I'm fucking aware. Who knows, maybe he does secretly do it, I don't know. At least not in my knowledge. Not even what that is a joke. Okay, maybe like once, but not probably back when he was in like college or something. As like a joke of his friends or something like that. Because that seems like something I would probably do as a joke. You know, be like, hey, you know, it's like, what do you think cat food tastes like or something, bruh? I don't know. Why don't you try some? It's, you know, it's like, well, why don't you, bitch? It's like, alright, fine. You know, it's like, you know, I could see something like that happening. Yeah, ate Fancy Feast once and he gave me a runs. Like, a whole thing of it? Like, I mean, I would just take a bite out of it, just to be like, you know, just to see if it actually would be okay. But I know it's gonna not be good. It's gonna taste like shit. I mean, for $20. And did it taste like shit, by the way? Like, were you, like, cause I feel like I would be gagging immensely over something like that. I don't even want to try to, like, mimic that right now either, because I feel like that would actually cause me to do that or something. Now my stomach's all in recovery mode. Tasted aight, but he gave me the runs. Goes to Dad, hey Dad, I'm gonna order pizza. What kind of toppings do you eat? And you just see him hunch over the corner, shoveling a handful of dry cat food in his mouth. Oh yeah, like, luckily, I mean, I don't think I would see something like that. I'd probably, like, see him doing that with, like, you know, with, like, you know, a hurricane or something. Like, one of those weird, like, alcoholic fucking malt liquor garbage-ass fucking drinks. You know, I wish I could be surprised, but I'm just not anymore. Yeah, pretty much. Hi. What's up, Stoney? You made your tongue... It made your stomach hurt? Well, yeah, I imagine it did. Like, you're making your body try to process, like, pretty much, like, every protein that, you know, a human could possibly absorb all at once. Oh, fucking loose ass hairs. Remember those cancer came back, fortunately? The ass sucks. Yeah, I know that happened with my mom not so long ago, but at least for my mom, weirdly enough, she's not even really worried about that right now. She's just kind of worried about, like, other aspects of her health, which I guess I get, but it's like, I don't know, that would be something I would, like, kind of, you know, put as a major note of concern. I mean, at least for her, she gets that, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to have to, you know, address that at some point here soon anyway. Like, I know I'm having, like, a, you know, appointment about that and all that shit, so it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, she's just trying to, like, I don't know, not focus on it too much, I guess. It's not look good. Shit. I don't know if there's, like, any options, but I know, at least for my mom, they told her that there's at least different trial runs of different potential effective cancer treatments that aren't your, you know, typical stuff like, you know, chemo and shit. So I don't know if there would be any options, but I would, if there is any available, I'd take them. Because essentially it's kind of like my mom's forte with that. She's like, hey, if there's any, literally any way that isn't like your usual means, like with some of these new trial things, stuff like that, then fuck it, let's do it. That's pretty much just like how my mom's with it. And they did get her qualified for one of them. I don't know what it is, but she did get qualified for one of the treatments, and I think that's what her next appointment's about, is to kind of like follow up with that and see if maybe she might got qualified for some other stuff. But I'm not 100% too sure. I'm, you know, gonna have to follow up with her on that. Don't know what the options are, not now anyway. That's been rough, less than family already. Yeah. I haven't really, like, I guess, like, when it comes to specific, like, with family, I haven't really lost that many. But I've lost, you know, enough, like, friends and people I consider close with to just be like, I'm done with that. It just seems like every year or every other year, there's, like, always something about that shit, and there actually was at least a lot this year. Like, I had, one coworker died in a car crash last year and went to his, wake, like, at the beginning of the year. And then, I had another coworker who died of, you know, of cancer not too long ago, either earlier this year, and I went to his funeral. So I had, like, 2 coworkers within a span of a year fucking die, and which sucks. Especially when you're pretty close with them and their family and stuff. It's 5,000 I've known that at that point. Yeah, I mean, when both my parents died, pretty much, I mean, I guess I technically got, like, some of my family in Texas and shit, but it's, like, I don't want to go down there. So, like, I ain't gonna, like, you know, if they want to, like, kind of help distantly or maybe visit or I visit them and shit, that's fine, but I ain't moving there. Like, I ain't gonna, like, you know, bother that shit. If they want to all, like, you know, be like, oh, we're Texan-blooded, whatever, okay, whatever, I don't care. But, like, I mean, I ain't going down there myself. As I'm always mentioning that too, and it's just like, I mean, I'm just like, I've told her pretty adamant, it's like, I don't want that. I'm like, I mean, you know, I want them to help and stuff if they can, but I'm not going there. Like, I ain't going to fucking Texas. I'm sorry, that place is a shithole to me. Like, I ain't gonna live there. Like, so much about my life would have to fucking change and, like, be essentially uprooted and everything. It just, I wouldn't want it. Plus, it's way too fucking hot. It would be miserable. I'd hate it. I would pretty much want to, like, immediately leave. So that would just not be good. I've only had 2 people close to death, but they both old, and I had a feeling one day that's gonna make it for the last time. Yeah. It's something that definitely, like, you know, sucks and shit. I mean, I've had to kind of, like, deal with that a lot, kind of off and on growing up a little bit, and I think at least maybe for me, I've probably have, like, helped. I mean, in the sense that, you know, I've, you know, probably have, maybe not helped, but, like, you know, maybe, well, I don't know, I guess, like, in a sense, having, you know, some of those experiences, you know, more earlier, I suppose, kind of grants, you know, yeah, like, I don't know, I guess, like, a better understanding, you know, about, you know, those concepts, I guess, and being able to try to come to terms with that, you know, maybe sooner than, you know, some people our age. I mean, I guess it's one of those things where you can't really, like, grasp entirely. I mean, because each time it happens, it's going to be a little different, but I guess, like, in a sense, it would be, like, you know, just kind of the broader concept itself of it happening, but, I mean, of course, if all the specifics about, like, you know, who it is, you know, that's, you know, that you can't really, like, prepare for every time, you know? Got moved out to his house in the middle of the country in a rural area. It's just me and your dad. No other kids around my age to socialize with. Yeah. Even though I kind of, like, was born and raised here, I wasn't exactly the most, extrovert kid at all. Like, actually, like, I've had friends who used to, like, live up and down the street and shit growing up that would actually incessantly, you know, be like, hey, come out. Like, they would actually try to drag me out, essentially. Like, I mean, you know, so, like, you know, for me, I know a lot of that was probably just straight tism, honestly, but, I mean, like, a lot of it, too, was, I think, you know, probably just, like, I'd rather just kind of be more of a homebody, I guess, maybe just growing up, but thinking about moving to another city because there's not much for me anymore. Well, if you do, I would, probably recommend maybe try to go to, like, West Coast if possible. Or maybe even, like, in, like, somewhere on the East Coast, too. Like, at least a little bit more further up north, probably. Because I at least imagine, like, in some of the more, like, urban areas, you'd probably genuinely have a lot more opportunities and stuff. Just being asked for attention. What, if you want to, sure. I'm just having music in the background now anyway. I mean, I suppose we could look at shit later or now or whatever, but I'm not really in any rush for that right now. I'm just kind of chilling. Like the West Coast if you can afford it. I mean, if you try to squeeze your way to, like, Portland or even Oregon or some shit, I could probably see if I can, hit up some friends or something about that. See if they, might know some options. Just because, like, I'm just saying if that ends up being, like, an option for you. Might help out a little bit. Does anyone know the King story of Dolores Claiborne? Watched a movie of it last night. I don't think so. I want to get out, man, but I don't think I'll make it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get out, okay? I'm pretty sure you're fine. My dad wants to move to either Las Cruces, New Mexico, or Tucson, Arizona. Well, if you go to New Mexico, then, with Venom going over there, you could probably all hang out or some shit. At least make it easier for, like, a trio of homies to, get together. Because I have family in Phoenix, Arizona, and honestly, at that point, it wouldn't necessarily be too hard for me to drop off or, whatever. Probably one time's been there. Well, I'm trying to keep homies, like, chilling anyway, so. It's not certain where to move yet. Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you're, like, thinking about, like, where you want to go. I mean, it's not going to be, like, certain up until, a little later. One plays D&D. I haven't really played D&D that much. I've only played it, like, once or twice, so maybe you can, show me the ropes a little bit with that, if, my friends don't. Yet. Maybe see if you want to move there. I really don't know too much about Tucson, or Tucson, but, I mean, I imagine there's at least, probably some shit out there. Play sexy Dungeons & Dragons, we need female horny elves, so I don't think that's gonna work. Where'd it get? Oh. Keep forgetting the Susukop's in a little spot over here right now. Curled up in a little ball. So cute. Oh, yeah, I'm sure we can find some dorky ass females. Well, I'm sure. But would they, like, want to go all the way with, like, the weird little concept of sexy D&D? Is that even a thing? Or did you just, like, make that up? Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm not really that surprised. Tucson would be a better town. Yeah, I imagine Tucson would probably be better, because isn't it pretty much like the second biggest place in Arizona, like outside of Phoenix? And also, isn't it kind of like a mountain town or some shit, or is that, or am I thinking of another place? Because I know, like in Arizona, there's like a little mountain ski town, you know, and I don't know if that is Tucson or not. I know like there is at least like a couple out there though, but there's like one big one that everyone goes to. It's kind of like how a lot of people, I believe so, Tucson is flat, but there's mountains behind it. Okay, so that might be it, just because I think, you know, maybe people stop there and then they go out to like some of the little smaller towns. Flagstaff ski town. Okay, so it's Flagstaff I'm thinking about, okay. So I'm guessing if it were to be the case, people probably would go into Tucson to stay there predominantly, but then like, you know, maybe go out to some of the smaller towns and shit like that afterwards. Like Flagstaff or something. Flagstaff is capital of Caesar's Legion. Goes from a hippie town to a fascistic legion. Wow. Love that in the Fallout world. She's flying into Amarillo. I thought she was driving the whole way. So she's flying part of it, and then like renting a car. She's flying, then renting a car. Well, yeah, it's just what I was just asking. I mean, it seems like, I guess that makes more sense. I mean, it's quicker that way. Probably more expensive, though. So in short, Dolores, played by Kathy Bates, is being investigated for murder for the second time of her life. Now, she does this... Now, this does still have to talk specific about this, but when I watched the, Dad in the movie, he had a funny dark thought about the actor playing the dad. Imagine being like, I'll show you all, I'll make it big in Hollywood and make millions of my name on the big screen. Then the casters say, so we want you to play Beto. Think you could do that? Oh my god, what the fuck? I mean, damn. Try to make a breakout role and you have to end up playing that character. Oof. Flat broken, have to get a cheap apartment first. Yeah. Yeah, it'll certainly, like, kind of take a minute before getting there, you know, when it comes to moving. I mean, it's such a costly major endeavor, like, no matter what. Both the original and the remake are watchable. I've only seen the original, like, a while ago. Like, years ago, but I've heard the remake isn't really that good, though. Didn't they make, like, a second one of the remake? It would be even worse if it was like, oh boy, can I? Although, given how it's not far off the mark. Yeah. I don't think it would, you know, be that far off the mark, knowing Hollywood. At least considering all the weird suspect shit that Hollywood's known for. Remake has a terrible sequel. Yeah, I know the remake definitely has a terrible fucking sequel because they're trying to milk that tea like they usually like to do. I think help me get clean sober. Oh yeah. I mean, having a whole change in environment and stuff like that definitely kind of helps when it comes to things like that. I mean, I think there are, like, studies that show, like, you know, and when it comes to, you know, people trying to, like, you know, kick an addiction, at least in some part, you know, moving does actually help with that. Because, I mean, it kind of, you know, having a new environment and totally new place, you know, and all that shit, it kind of, you know, a lot of those, like, reminders, so to speak, aren't really there as much anymore, you know, so it makes it a lot easier for someone to, like, kick a habit when a lot of the things that would normally remind them of that type of stuff aren't there. So, I mean, certainly I would say that, you know, stuff like that definitely helps. I think prequel has its problems, but answer is why the thing is so elusive. In a prequel, the creature is more animalistic, while in JC's movie is more calculating. That's what's terrifying about the thing. It's learning as time passes. Well, yeah, like, I mean, the thing is always, like, something that kind of, like, learns. I mean, in a way, like, the thing learns as it consumes. I mean, if you think about it, because it, like, absorbs pretty much, like, the DNA and the literal, like, essential life essence of whatever the fuck it's, you know, consuming, and thus, you know, whatever it might know. And thus, you know, being able to be more calculative, be more strategic in a sense, and all that shit. They would become perfect hunters of humanity. Well, yeah, given enough time. Yeah, let's see what other little things going on here for today. The worst math class ever? What the hell? Thumbnail is like the article headline to it. Miami teachers showed Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey to a 4th grade class. A mental health counselor has met with students who expressed concern? What the fuck? Dude, what type of, like... okay, Miami... Shout out to Florida. And apparently this is like a math class, and this teacher showed a horror movie about Winnie the Pooh, dude. Dude, this teacher sounds awesome. I mean, but what the fuck? John Carver did a recent interview where he said he knew who was human at the end of the movie, but refused to say it because the mystery is more intriguing. Well, yeah, I mean, it certainly is. And naturally, I would say that's a good part. Yeah, that's good on his part to say that. Watch that movie because it does get graphic enough. Full on, but shit is heavily implied physically. The directing for that, I don't know how the actors didn't see the script and went, yeah, no. Blood and Honey one? Yeah. Also fucked up and accidentally blew the head gasket out of my roommate's Plymouth Laser ass, so he got pissed at me a bit. I went to one of my minivans I'm fixing up the flip. I'm assuming the head gasket should be something that, you know, could be easily repairable. So hopefully, I mean, I would assume that isn't necessarily a big deal. I mean, I'm not an automotive guy, so I wouldn't know. He says there are built-in signs for who is human. Doesn't say that there are, but apparently there is in the movie. Don't blow yourself up. Yeah, no shit. Don't blow yourself up while trying to fix it or anything. Like, oh my goodness. Oh. It's repairable, but I need some parts to get the tools out of storage. I worked on it a bit so far. Built a science. Who wants sliced pineapple pizza? Torch him. Yep. That'd be me. I'm gonna watch the friends. I want Ignar to react with me. Why? I mean, why? I want to be able to watch it with you. And on 20, I'm doing other shit. I'm pretty sure I'm like working that day. Didn't do any permanent damage as far as I could tell. Let's think about it. I'll be careful. Bro, it's a scary movie. Oh my god. Whatever. I know Dave Rubin got him. Hey, what's up, Rip? Yeah, I'm feeling better now. Like around like 3 or like 4 in the morning is like when I kind of start feeling a little better and shit, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck was up with me, you know, yesterday and shit, but like I said, it didn't stop me from enjoying Tool though. I'd go for a Dave Rubin minus that, minus the Dave part. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to, a Dave Rubin personally. More of a Tim Pool kind of guy. No, the fuck, I'm not. Still never seen Tool live. Well, I definitely want to see him again for sure. When I'm not so fucked up. So, at some point I'll at least, get a chance to maybe see him at some point soon again. Probably be a while, but whatever. They're pretty good. They have a weird set list as expected. Oh, yeah. That actually doesn't look like a bad Rubin at all. They played The Pot, so I'm happy. Yeah, The Pot's a really good song. Oh, here. Let's check out this little story. It's about this, weird-ass teacher.
Starting your morning quite like a nice bowl of spaghetti and an extremely goofy story about a Miami teacher showing a 4th grade class a horror movie about Winnie the Pooh, basically.
Oh my god, this is a 4th grade class? Oh my god.
It's an extremely weird story I can't wait to dive into. So, apparently he showed them this movie by accident. I don't know how you make that kind of mistake, considering the movie's title is Blood and Honey. I don't know what he thought that meant. Maybe, blood of Christ. Maybe he thought it was very religious. I have no clue. But even when he played the film and the kids were asking him to turn it off, he refused to. So it doesn't really sound like an accident to me.
Yeah, that's not an accident. If you're refusing to turn... if it was an accident, you would have turned it off pretty quick once you realized.
It's like some kind of weird, nefarious prank. I don't know if this is an Impractical Jokers situation where he had someone in his ear telling him that he had to play the entire movie to the classroom. I have no clue. But this is a movie I actually made an entire video on because of how shitty it is. So I can promise you, even if this wasn't played for a 4th grade class, anyone this movie is played for will be begging you to turn it off. I was almost begging the movie theater to turn it off when I was in there watching it. It is trash.
Before students from the Academy of Innovative Education were let out of class, this mother let out her frustration.
I feel completely abandoned by the school, and
Michelle Diaz reached out to see
Completely abandoned for what? Because one teacher accidentally showed a horror movie.
Miami. She said her 4th grader twins were distraught because of a movie their math teacher played for students on Monday, October 2nd.
I don't know what math lesson this was supposed to teach.
No shit. Was this just alright, we're gonna have a day off day. We're gonna watch a movie about Winnie the Pooh, and then it's this. Oh my god, dude, if this is in high school, I think it'd be one thing. If you showed this to a junior year math class or whatever the fuck, I think no one would care. There might be a few kids that'd be like, what the fuck, and they would be like, well, if no one wants, just go outside or something. I don't know. You're dismissed early. There you go. It's just I don't know. It's one of those things where it's what the fuck, dude. A 4th grade class seems a little absurd, but also at the same time, that's also very overreactive. Oh my god, I was abandoned by the school. It's come on, it's pipe down a little bit. Have to go, guys. Goodbye. All right, have a good one, man. Watch the 4th graders who are it's so bad, the effects are horrible. Dude, I bet, honestly, the kids were so distraught because of how shitty it was, probably.
Plus blood and gore equals scared children. Even if he didn't play the horror movie, I feel why would you even play Winnie the Pooh for a math class? What's that going to really do? Just seems like he didn't feel like teaching that day, and he just happened to have Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey on a DVD in his backpack, and he was like, all right, we'll let it rip.
30 minutes to a movie called Winnie the Pooh, Honey and Blood.
This is the trailer of the film.
It's Blood and Honey, lady.
Meaning not rated. The premise? 2 bloodthirsty murderers, one of them wearing Winnie the Pooh mask, terrorize a group of young university women.
Now I've got to call into question the journalistic integrity here, because that's not what the movie's about. It's not 2 men wearing masks. It's Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. It's supposed to actually be them, so they got...
Yeah, it's supposed to, that's one thing about it that I do know. It's they're not supposed to be killers wearing masks. They're literally are... That's literally who they are. They just become psycho killers for a movie. is this officially licensed poo movie? I mean, I don't know.
Plot synopsis a bit wrong here, but that's all water under the bridge. That's no big deal here. I love bad movies. I gobble that shit up more than Winnie the Pooh gobbles up honey. But this one was absolutely horrendous. And the kids got 20 to 30 minutes of it, according to the parent there, which means they got quite a bit of gore and titties. So one of the first...
Wait a minute, there's titty in this movie? Oh, wait, there's titties? Holy shit, wait, okay, now I can start seeing why there's some issues here. Like, I mean, like, like, you're showing a 4th grade class, like, you know, just out of nowhere, a horror movie with some booba. I mean, okay. I mean, and they think, you know, the gays are what's doing it. No, it's just your random Miami math teacher that does it, I guess. Just some random bloke that just has, like, a DVD in his, you know, backpack, I guess. I mean, again, if this was high school, I don't think anyone would give a fuck. I mean, honestly, outside of maybe, like, 1 or 2 kids. You know, or maybe, like, a parent. But, like, I mean, come on. I don't know.
The film Winnie the Pooh is hunting down a woman, and after he catches her, he rips her shirt off and her titties start flopping around like they just got hit by NVIDIA jiggle physics. And he goes, "Ooga!" He doesn't make that noise, but he, like, stares at him, like, really wide-eyed because he's looking at breasts, and then he throws her in a wood chipper. All of that's very early in the film, meaning that that 4th grade classroom saw all of that in their fucking math class.
Bruh. Dude! Oh my god! Okay, maybe I'm starting to see where, like, some of the distraught might have come from. They just see, like, some, like... Okay, like, I mean, I'm not one to usually give a shit, but, I mean, like, bruh, a little too far, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
He didn't stop the movie, even though there were kids that were like, hey, just stop the movie, we don't want to watch this, and whatever.
How was that movie picked?
So he said that the children picked it. It's not them to decide what they want to watch. It's up to the professor to, like...
Wait, so... You as a parent are saying the kids decide to choose that. Okay, now I'm starting to have mixed feelings. Wait, so the kids chose the movie? So it feels like democratic rule and the majority of the kids are like, let's watch this movie. So, wait, so was it only, like, a few kids that were all distraught and shit? Or was it just, like, I mean... now I don't know what to think. Like, I mean, that really made me like, wait a minute. It was, so if the kids did choose it... Then, so now I'm starting to think, well, if the kids chose that movie and decided to watch it, then that was on them, I guess. I mean, because maybe the math teacher didn't realize up until, like, you know, a few kids just decided to be like, no, stop it, you know, or whatever. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to, like, have mixed thoughts about this now.
Content.
Yeah, to me that seems like a load of fish paste. I'm calling dirty barnacles on that. I don't think the kids chose Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, but let's assume, suspend disbelief for a second, that they did. Why would it even be an option here? And when they were asking him to turn it off, why wouldn't you just turn it off? You know, like, it doesn't...
Yeah, I don't know. That seems suspect. I mean, so I don't know. Like, I mean, I would still say it's probably not exactly something I would show to a 4th grade class. Like, you know, 11th or 12th grade, or, like, even in college, I wouldn't give a shit, but, like, I don't know.
Accidental. It doesn't seem like, oh, you made your bedtime to
Math class, it would have been a lot more interesting if they included that when I was in school. Alright, class, today we're going to be looking at this movie of murder and tits.
You wanted Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey? You're getting Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, you little bastards. You fucking rapscallions. Just should have been able to instantly recognize that this isn't the type of film that should be playing for a 4th grade classroom. I remember that there was, like, celebration days in middle school where you'd have, like, a pizza party and a movie. This would be the worst pizza party ever. I'm just chowing down on a triple cheese pizza and I'm watching Piglet bisect a woman with a battle axe and I'm begging the teacher to please turn it off, but they're just doing this to me. Nope.
No.
What the fuck? You're gonna sit there and watch it. It's part of the curriculum. This is math in action in the real world. It's like, come on.
Now, how many liters would a woman need to have bled out of her before she dies of shock? I mean, it's like, you know, it's like, do the math, children. It's like, wait, what?
Just turn the fucking film off. They clearly didn't know what they were getting into when they allegedly chose this movie.
Oh, I want a different professor for them.
So you want him out?
Yes.
Did you address that to the school?
Yes.
And what did they say?
That they were going to handle it internally like they always do, that they're very careful.
I can understand not trusting this professor going forward. This is a really weird thing to
I mean, I guess, but I mean, if this is like a one-off, I would just say that, I don't know, like suspend him for like a month or something. I don't know. Like, this seems like it might be a one-off. And if that's the case, then I don't really see that as big of an issue. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess it would be like, what's the past history of this teacher, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, has he done this before? Or is this, like, something that is, like, a constant behavior? I mean, I don't know. It'd be a little interesting to, see what's worse, this sort of story about how math teachers that somehow worked slavery into his problems. Probably the latter, to be frank. If you're like normalizing slavery, you're trying to interweave it into math problems or some shit. I don't know, dude. That's way more suspect than showing a schlock horror movie with titty. I mean, they're both pretty down there, but one of them is, honestly, in my opinion, just like a couple notches worse.
Not like an honest mistake, because the movie pretty much immediately makes it clear that it's not for kids. It's pretty aggressive.
Trying to combine math and history, and I don't buy it.
Like, not turning it off after that, and then refusing to turn it off even when the students are telling you to, that is some diabolical behavior. Like, fucking peeling their eyes open to make sure they're watching Winnie the Pooh and Piglet murder people and eat them and whatever. That is weird. I don't know what kind of disciplinary action the school board's going to take. Maybe refusing his access to DVD players or a VHS player or something. I have no idea. But
that's really showing your age, Charlie. Did you just say VHS player like schools are still using those on a regular? You know what? They probably are.
They get the parents not wanting their students to be in this person's class anymore.
I bet this teacher fucking hated the parents. Or probably, I don't know, maybe, do you think it was like I'm trying to really wonder what, like, the, like, analysis of this all was. Like, in this teacher's head. Like, I mean, did he have a disruptive class? And, in a sense, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me pretend I'm going to be on their good side for a second and show them a horror movie, that they don't want to watch. Like, or, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of wondering what the fuck was going on in this teacher's head in Florida. Yeah, this is in Florida. Shout out to Florida, of course. Like, I mean, so I'm thinking that, dude, I don't know. Like, I mean, this could really be like, any theory I think could work.
So this tweet kind of...
But it definitely, all kind of points to the teacher being somewhat the issue.
Response to this story, and I just got to share it with you because it gave me a hearty giggle. Mr. Smith sat at the head of the dim classroom, a bead of sweat running down his temple. Please stop, the children wailed. Emma passed out. We need to take her to the nurse. We can't stop, he thought. I can't stop. It's only a mistake if you admit it. We have to keep going. And besides, he pressed the volume up on the remote, drowning out the children's pleas as Piglet's chainsaw tore through a young woman's neck like wet tissue paper. Innocence ends. We all have to learn sometime. He was a teacher, and the children were there to learn.
Oh my god, that sounds so sinister.
The more I pondered this deep, profound narrative, the more I started to recognize that this may very well explain why he refused to turn it off. There's something that all human beings are innately born with, which is what I call the too far gone threshold, so fuck it. It's where you're too deep into something to admit that you've either made a mistake or too deep into something to back out now, so you have to...
I mean, it's kind of like a mixture of sunk cost fallacy and denialism. It's like you're sunk cost into a thing, so fuck it, might as well go all the way with it, but you're in denial to realize that you probably fucked up, so you're just like, nah, fuck it. We're going all the way in with it, baby. It sounds like I guess an unfortunate blend of the two here.
We have all been there, where you just have to commit to something because you've already embarked on this journey for too long now. So I think in this case, what may have happened is he starts the movie up truly innocent, not realizing that this is an inappropriate film for kids. But then it becomes quickly clear after the first murder, and maybe even after the first set of titties, that, this is a problem. But he can't turn it off because then he admits a huge fault on his end. So maybe he just sat there like, shit, we've come this far. I could definitely think of a way of spinning this in like an educational manner. Okay, so perhaps the honkers, the two honkers, are representative of algebraic expression, the FOIL method, first, outer, inner, last, okay, yes. And Winnie and Piglet on a murdering rampage is a lot like slope-intercept form. Like, I actually do think there is real merit to this theory that perhaps he was just too deep in it and he thought it'd be worse if he just turned it off and admitted that he fucked up. So he just sat there trying his best, sweating profusely, to think of a reason why this film was playing for fourth graders. And ultimately, he couldn't come up with anything.
Demon Mom's live. She's calling. I mean, is she doing call-ins? I saw like a notification from earlier. I don't think she is. Yeah, I don't think so. Looks like she's just kind of reacting to their shit.
The head of the school came forward with a statement as well, saying that they're also investigating and taking disciplinary measures here. I don't think they're letting the professor go, at least not from what I've seen about the story. It looks like they're looking at alternative methods, such as like, don't ever play another movie in class ever again. But yeah, I just had to share this story with you all. I saw it first thing this morning, and man, what a fucking wacky one it was. That's about it. So yeah.
Will you karaoke for us? Not right now. Maybe at some point. But, you know, kind of not really feeling it, at least at the moment. But, yeah, I probably will at some point. Yeah, I guess I can see if Demon might be doing whatchamacallits, little call-ins later. I don't know if her title is going to be about that or anything. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. If she was, I'd definitely do it. Next story, teacher's going to go through his computer. The Grinch horror movie. How did this get here? Oops. Well, you know, my hand slipped. Uh-oh. Just ended up playing it. I guess, you know, it's not my fault. Oops. You know, actually, I just kind of realized I didn't really see pretty much, like, any Onion Nuggets yesterday, like, at all. Because I was like, you know, so, man, just out in Eugene and shit. And yeah, but keep... Here, let's explore the realms. And there's no timestamps for anything, so I have to just, like, fucking figure it out. That's always great. That's always awesome when you have to just, like, you know, just to peruse around, because fuck it. I was... hold up. I saw ourselves Velma today. We need a Velma of the day. This is not Velma today. But give us that shit.
Kids, show them the world. Actually give them a head start in life. School can only do so much. Parents with their kids.
Oh my gosh, she has a puppy. Oh my god, our alternative Velma has a puppy. Oh my god, that puppy's adorable.
All the time. If you don't talk to your child, then don't educate them about fucking reality and the things around them. That's not going to help them either.
I got you an alt Velma today, Paul. Here, I'll show you the audio.
Radio, we make your eardrums bleed.
I just shoved a nuke up my pussy.
Nuke radio.
Well, that audio was annoying.
Alright, I mean,
I will admit, audio was a little annoying. I kind of honestly wish there was a little bit more visual going on here. I mean, you know, but she's not a bad Velma, but I feel like the positioning of the camera and everything, I mean, she's just being a full fucking tease, and it's a little, like, anyways, like, come on.
I was going to do it for Paul, man. You can barely see anything here.
yeah, I mean, this is...
I mean, I see her arm and, like, what, you know, the sweater would be containing. Like, I see the sweater, but what, like, the big package of the sweater is what the sweater is containing. And you're hiding it with your hand. So it's like, son of a bitch. And you can see, you know, some dumps going on, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's some dumpers, but, you know, it's like, it's obscured at the very most bottom part of the fucking camera. It's like, you know, it's like, good style, poor execution, you know what I mean? Like, you know, good premise, good style, like what's going on here, poor execution. It was poor execution of presenting, you know, everything, I feel like, in my opinion.
So,
You don't like the
Honestly, I think what really helps is that adorable little puppy over there, just being so cute, demanding attention.
And all the
I
piercings
do.
and
I
stuff.
do like the tattoos and stuff. Like I do. I do enjoy that. But as far as a Velma, I feel like all the stuff I kind of want to ogle is very hidden here. Like I can't see what she's working with up
You
top.
gotta use your imagination, Paul.
I can't see the titties. I can't even really tell if there's a big fat ass back there or not.
Excuse me, terrible fucking Velma.
I mean, they're kind of there is. It's just obscured because like literally like half of it is off camera.
Terrible
TJ,
Velma.
look, I know Velmas. I love big-breasted Velmas. I like Velmas with big butts, TJ. But this Velma,
Oh shit! I didn't realize Trump was here to commentate about our the Velma here.
I mean, look, it's
Whoa.
impressive she shot the
I just
nuke
like,
up her.
I don't know, I think all her tattoos are cool, and I like how her
pussy.
fucking face is like a pincushion, you know?
Excuse me, TJ.
What's
Don't
up?
talk in here. Don't talk in here.
A
Just look like
pincushion? I mean, that okay. That's not exactly how I would describe that, but all right. All right. Well, we've had our Velma day, so. Oh shit! What's going on with this dude? What's going on with this guy? What's up with What's up with our buddy right here? What's happening here? Oh, some dude getting discriminated against because someone was a racist fucktard. That's just shitty. So that's what's going on for our boy there. You know, we got a cool looking dude, probably chill. You know, just does his own thing, minds his business, and you got some racist fuckwit being like, nah, we don't wear that cool ass red turban on your in this country, you fucking son of a bitch. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, what's okay? I mean, like right off the bat, what the hell's wrong with it? It looks fine. It looks cool. I think it looks kind of cool, honestly. Whatever. I mean, like, what the fuck? What's wrong? What is wrong with people? Can we just like not just discriminately just assault people over shit?
Are the innocent victims because no one in America is smart enough to tell the difference.
Oh
between a
my
Sikh
god,
and a
dude.
fucking Muslim. So
I've seen it so many times.
Dude, this was big during fucking like after 9/11. Like, I was like, it was around time where I kind of started to like, you know, remember stuff. And one of the things I do kind of remember was like reading news and shit. Or I guess not reading it, but, you know, watching it on TV or whatever. And I do distinctly remember there were like some stories occasionally. You know, and there, I mean, not occasionally, there was actually a lot of them, but like growing up, I only saw them occasionally. But like, there was a legit major rise of like, you know, Sikh discrimination just because, oh, turban equals Muslim. And, you know, a bunch of like Sikh communities and, you know, people who are Sikh and shit, you know, were overtly discriminated against because, well, they have a turban, so thus that must mean they are Muslim or something. Just shows the utter stupidity of fucking, you know, racist chuckle fucking morons.
I've been on a plane with someone who's Sikh or been on a gate, and I've seen people like,
Oh, someone made an AI video, man, since this song. Oh, I saw that, dude. That shit is really fucking cool, in my opinion. I mean, it's not the first AI video of a music video, by the way. If you want to see an original AI music video for a song, look up Till Lindeman's is Weißzeichnischt. It's actually, I'll just look it up because you're probably not going to be able to spell that. I'm just going to be honest with you. So hold on, let me look, you know, just look it up. Oh, it's right here. It's the first song. It's this one. It's an official AI video. Dude, check this out. This shit right here is really, really cool.
I wore a turban for. It's like, that guy is a Sikh, almost guaranteed. Not a Muslim.
And also the lyrics, if you translate it to English, it's very existential. And I think it really fits with the music video too.
But you shouldn't. Oh my god, dude! When we were flying to Las Vegas, I kid you not, it was one of the most stereotypical things. There was a guy who was Sikh, and there was a black person, and then there was us going through security. They have literally gaffled them all up, and as white people, they're like, "Go through!" And we're like, "Oh my god, this is literally." It's like I can just have a bomb strapped to me and just be like, all right, white guy, you're good. All right, black guy and brown guy over there.
Brown guy with a turban and a black man behind him. You all going over here getting frisked. Oh, white boy, you may or may not have a bomb strapped to you. Oh, you're all good. Go right on ahead, brother. What's up, my dude? You know, it's like, like the white dudes all dapping while those dudes just in the background like, what the fuck? I could literally see, like, the fucking, like, you know, timer on his belt over there, dude.
You're getting swab, you're getting a fucking cavity search, and you're getting everything you have. We're gonna put you through the fucking X-ray again.
We don't wear
Probably
that
confiscate, like, you know, a couple of their things from their bag, too.
and punches Sikh teen in turban on NYC bus in suspected hate crime.
Actually, people do.
I don't think it's all that suspected because I mean,
Yeah.
you fucking
He
said
kind of
it,
overtly
you
did.
know.
There's no suspected.
I mean, I kind of hate, like, I guess the technicality of law sometimes and the semantics of law, because, like, with the whole innocent, like, you know, sometimes you could just kind of understand someone's a guilty fuck, you know what I mean? You don't have to, like, suspect or allege they did a thing when there's, like, literally overt proof they did it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people will suspect people of murders and shit. Like, a hate crime is pretty fucking obvious, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, this guy literally said, we don't wear this in this country, and punched them and probably, like, ripped it off their head or something and then walked off. Like, yeah, that's not alleged or suspected, that's overt. It's pretty, like, case closed shut, you know, type of thing, overt guilty right off the bat type of shit.
Let's see. I think there's a video here, so let's take a look.
Yeah.
Boom.
We don't wear that in this country, and take that mask off. Then punched the teen repeatedly in the head and tried to rip off his turban.
Oh my god, I knew it! He did try to rip it off his head.
A member of the Sikh faith.
Why target us?
Because we're too stupid to tell the difference between you and Muslims.
Yeah, because they think
Yeah, because there are a lot of us that are just generally that retarded in America. I'm sorry. On behalf of all the dumb Americans, I am sorry. Yeah, like, honestly, because, like, I mean, what the fuck, you know? Like, what can he say? Like, you know, just, like, because that's shitty. I mean, it's like, what the fuck, man? It's like, I mean, you know, like, really, over, like, some kid, you know, that just happens to have, like, you know, a different faith. I mean, even then, even if they were Muslim, again, who still gives a shit? Like, whatever. I've seen plenty of, you know, people who are, like, you know, Muslim or Sikh and shit that will wear turban stuff around here, and guess what? I literally could not give a fuck less. In fact, every now and then I'll kind of look at it and be like, damn, that's actually kind of a cool looking, you know, turban or something or whatever. Like, I'll kind of, you know, in a way, might compliment it. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, people got, like, you know, some unique, you know, garbs, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, wearing those things. So it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, sometimes it can be, you know, like, simple, like, you know, an all red one like that, and sometimes we'll add, like, you know, extra shit onto it and stuff. It's, to me, that shit could be kind of cool. Look at the picture in the background over there. That guy's got, like, you know, a purple one, you know, for that. I mean, it's like, they could be kind of cool. There's a lot of variety to it. So I think, you know, they're awesome, in my opinion. I mean, it's like, whatever. Like, I'm supposed to, like, look at this and be like, oh my god, it offends me. It's like, how insecure and a sad little bitch must you be to look at this dude and think, oh my god, how dare he? Like, I mean, seriously, like, what the fuck? Dude, I would chief it up with this dude. I guarantee you this guy chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we would totally be, like, you know, smoking a J or something together and just, like, chilling out.
They think you're a Muslim, and they blame you for 9/11, and they blame you for fucking attacking Israel or whatever the fuck. So
yeah, they have no idea.
They blame you for, like, random refugees problems in, like, Europe and shit. Like, yeah, like, unfortunately, like, man, why did, like, states get such a rap like this, dude? I really do feel bad for him in a lot of ways, just because, like, I mean, you know, they really do get discriminated a lot. Like, didn't India just, like, kill, like, a Sikh leader or some shit, like, in Vancouver, BC or something, and Canada was like, yeah, you kind of killed a citizen of ours there, buddy. Like, I mean, or at least pretty openly implied it to them and shit. I mean, there was, like, a lot of that happened recently, so it's like, they get, like, fucked on, like, by so many different people. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, dumbass Americans, like, India doesn't like them. Like, you know, fucking, like, you know, stupid, like, weirdo evangelical Christian types. I mean, like, no one, why? Like, what do they ever do? Like, what do these people ever do besides just exist? I mean, Jesus.
We follow our faith, and we keep our articles of faith, just because of that.
Because they don't like your hat, bro.
Yeah, your hat scares them.
Former president of the Sikh Cultural Society.
Am I saying it wrong? Is it supposed to be Sikh?
No, it's Sikh. You're saying it right.
No, it's technically, well, no, it's actually Sikh. If you actually ask them, they'll say Sikh. I mean, though, I feel like it's just one of those words where I feel like it doesn't really matter that much, where, like, some people will say Sikh and some people say Sikh, but I've always heard it as Sikh. I've only recently been starting hearing it as Sikh because, like, you know, some people, you know, obviously, you know, realize, like, oh, that's what's pronounced, and just been saying that more. So, I mean, Yeah, I think it could go either way. I don't think it really matters.
Says when the war between Israel and Hamas erupted last week, he feared an uptick in hate crimes, even though the Sikh community is not involved in the conflict.
Why you want to?
Oh, neither are like Muslims that exist just happenstance and anywhere else. Like, what does that imply? Like, what the fuck does that even imply? Like, news anchor fuckball. Like, oh, well, the Sikhs have nothing to do with it, unlike Muslims. It's like, huh? It's like, what is that supposed to imply there, bud?
Where you want to either beat up somebody, and then you are also in trouble. We do not tolerate it. We don't condone it.
Deputy Commissioner...
Good for you, buddy. We don't condone it.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Beating up Sikhs is bad, okay?
Okay, beating up someone who's sick is bad, okay? Beating up anybody for their, potential for the face part bad, okay?
This next story is a fucking, even worse fucking example of this kind of shit.
Really? Oh my god, I heard about this. Oh, dude, this shit's fucked. Dude, this is literally because of a fucking QAnoner landlord. The landlord that did this was a QAnoner and never really liked these people in the first place, and like some weird Q post basically made him do this shit. It's fucked. I was thinking like, oh, how can it get any worse? And then he shows this story. I'm like, oh yeah, this one. Oh, great.
Death of 6-year-old Palestinian American boy was obsessed with Israel-Hamas war, prosecutors say.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Here, I'll fucking turn it up for this too.
I think he killed the mom too, or tried to. Actually, yeah, if I remember, the dude who did the attack, he attacked the mom and the boy, but the mom survived, but the kid died.
To survive, police say
yeah.
The two of them were targeted because of their Islamic faith and because of the Israel-Hamas war. Everything we've just been talking about. NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster joins us now from outside the courthouse in Joliet.
I don't know if this story is going to show this guy, but he is like the most like this guy is in jail for stabbing a kid dude you've ever fucking seen in your life. All right.
Yeah, no shit. Like this guy should be also known as like the guy who should probably have immediately been to jail in the first place, even if he didn't do this.
Yeah,
this guy is.
Show him here. If they don't, I'll find a picture of him elsewhere.
Because this guy is psycho.
Illinois, it's about 30 miles southwest of Chicago.
You'll see what I mean, maybe.
This is such a horrible story. What happened in court today? What do we know?
This is terrible, but...
I love these news reporters pretending that they still have feelings about stuff.
Yeah, come on.
No shit. Dude, it's like, oh, this is such a horrible story, but, but yeah, like, so what was going on in that court, by the way? Like, what were your thoughts, as, you were hearing the proceedings there, buddy?
We know you guys are soulless vampires.
I mean, they don't even look like they have any concern. They're just, like, sitting there, like, whatever. This lady just straight looks bored. Like, she's like, I have to talk about this? Ew. Like, she actually looks mildly disgusted that she even has to, like, talk about it.
News reporters pretending that they still have feelings about stuff.
Yeah, come on, guys. We know you guys are soulless vampires.
Well, he's facing 8 very serious counts. We saw him appear in court for the first time.
Very serious.
Today, he was wearing an orange or red jumpsuit. The judge went through those counts, including first-degree murder attempt.
Oh my god, there it is. Jesus Christ, this guy literally looks like he's... like, half his blood is meth. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Told you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, Jesus Christ.
This guy looks like a fucking fiend from Fallout or something.
Nah, he doesn't look like a fiend from Fallout. He looks like a ghoul in Fallout that still has some hair left on his head. Like, this dude, this I pictured him except with a mustache. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have one. It looks like he might have at one point, but he has, like... Dude, oh, okay, oh, you know what? I just realized, is this, like, blood stains that he has, from his attack, and he never cleaned himself up? Oh, my God, don't tell me that's what the fuck that shit is, and he's just, like, let it dry on it. Dude, I swear to God, if that's what it is, dude, this dude should be, like, in a padded room for the rest of his life.
Dude,
he gets, like, 5 minutes, to go wander around outside just so he can take a shower, and that's it.
Fools do have eyes, dude.
I know, right?
Fuck me, dude. That is a kid stabbing motherfucker if I ever seen one.
I mean, he also looks like he'd be a diddler too, to be frank.
Murder and those 2 counts of hate crimes. And we also learned, based on the prosecutor's arguments, a little bit.
Why are they leaving out that he was their landlord? I don't know.
Yeah, he was their landlord. Like, I'm noticing that this news story is not mentioning that at all. He was their fucking landlord. This guy was a landlord, for fuck's sake.
Was.
They said that's based on the...
Yeah, this dude was a landlord, too. He was their landlord.
First-hand account of this 6-year-old boy.
Man, like, talk about being a fucking piece of shit.
A fucking child-murdering landlord, fucking money-grubbing, fucking looks like the Hills Have Eyes 2 piece of fucking trash.
And, you know, he was fucking...
That is the best description, Scotty. Like, honestly, like landlords for the most part are pretty much already scum as it is, just on their virtue of being a landlord. This guy is like the peak of the peak, dude. Like, I mean, I don't even know how you could top a motherfucker like this. I mean, there's a lot of fucked up landlords out there that do exist. I'm sure we could probably find like endless stories of like utter scumfuck landlords that exist, but this guy has to at least be like top 3 for sure.
Like right-wing crazy like radio and shit about fucking we gotta just fucking wipe out these damn Palestinians, kill them all, buddy.
Yeah, so some little kid playing on a fucking Nintendo Switch was his first target. What a fucking pussy, dude.
I'm gonna take him out.
He was also stabbed. He was currently in the hospital recovering in critical condition according to the family, but also...
Yeah, what a tough guy, dude. Yeah, this is who I think of when I think of like I need to go fucking kill someone. I mean, some
it's
little
just a little kid, dude.
Of the suspect who said that this is someone who's become obsessed with what has been going on in the Middle East, that he knew his tenants were...
Yeah, so this kid was carrying that shit out?
Those are the conversations that were happening before he went to the door on Saturday morning and started this confrontation with this family. Again, that 6-year-old boy was stabbed 26 times. We unfortunately learned in court today that when he was sent to the hospital, he was unresponsive and not breathing, and that 12-inch knife was still in his abdomen.
Fuck. Dude.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, this guy, alright, you know, like, I'm not much of, like, a cow punishment dude at all, but you know what, fuck it. I think we can make an exception for this, you know, psycho killer, dude. Like, the Hills Have Eyes 2, Electric Boogaloo, psycho, child-killing, fucking landlord scumfuck, dude.
How's that kid even still alive?
A fucking 12-inch...
I'm pretty sure, like, by the time the EMT showed up, he was probably already dead. I mean, like, there ain't no like, as a 6-year-old, there ain't no surviving that, man. There just isn't. I mean, as much as you want it to be, there wouldn't be. Like, you fucking, like, turn a kid to Swiss cheese, basically. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my fucking god, dude. This guy fucking massacred this kid.
I don't even know how that kid's still fucking alive. That's fucking crazy shit.
The kid's not alive. The kid's dead. Like, I mean, pretty sure the mom is alive, though.
Against anyone, unacceptable, but it...
Wait, I mean, wait, so hold on. Like, I mean, wait, so did they even... Wait, so did I miss something? Like, did the kid survive?
Stabbed 26 times. We unfortunately learned in court today that when he was sent to the hospital, he was unresponsive and not breathing, and that 12-inch knife was still in his abdomen.
So he was, yeah, so he's dead.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
How is that kid even still alive?
A fucking 12...
I'm pretty sure the kid ain't.
12-inch fucking knife? Oh my fucking god, dude. This guy fucking massacred this kid.
I don't even know how that kid's still fucking alive. That's fucking crazy shit.
Refined details. I mean, violence against anyone, unacceptable, but it...
Unacceptable.
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 Violence against this guy might be pretty acceptable, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Violence against this piece of money grubbing, fucking murderous piece of shit. You know, yeah. He probably deserves a little bit coming up his way. Well, a lot of it, frankly.
Told me that guy died on the way to the fucking jail, I would shed 0 fucking tears for him.
Kid is dead, mom survived. Okay, I guess I fucking got it.
Yeah, the kid's dead, mom survived. Which, man, I can't even imagine how that mom feels. Like, I mean, like, I'm assuming, like, if I remember, like, I think the husband was, like, out that day. Like, you know, so they were the only ones there, essentially. And, of course, I mean, that was probably strategic on this fucking psycho's part, too. like, you know, with that Hills Have Eyes looking fuck. I mean, like, because honestly, it's like, if you had the husband there, he would be able to fight back against you. Like, but if you have the mom and the kid, you know, they're essentially defenseless.
Muncie woman steals car from dealership to drive to exotic dancer interview in Indianapolis. You know what?
Okay, what a random story after that dark fucking tale. Jesus. Steals a car to drive to an exotic dancer interview? I mean, you know, hey, if you know, I mean, it sounds like she's gonna pay for it. She just kind of needs it now. I mean, she's going to a job interview, so, I mean, she's, I don't know, I mean, yeah, I think we could work something out.
Crime I like. Why is this woman not being lauded for her entrepreneurial, enterprising spirit? This is the kind of fucking can-do attitude that fucking made this country great.
Damn right.
Great.
I mean, low-key, though. I mean, now we're being punished for it. Like, fuck that shit. Like, be like, alright, you know, we see what you're trying to do. Like, you obviously need a car because, you know, you're trying to get to a job, you know, and, like... And you couldn't really afford it right then and there, so, you know, you try to, you know, you kind of went with your gut a little bit. Probably not the wisest decision, but we kind of saw what was going on here. We're not going to charge you, but we'll, like, work out a, you know, a plan with you so you can have the car and pay it off and stuff like that. But, like essentially, you know, I don't know, like a third of the paycheck or some shit has to go to it directly, you know, or whatever. I don't know. Like, I feel like something could be worked out, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like, you know, this is really that serious. I kind of see what was going on here, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like you probably could have just gone on Craigslist and bought something for a foul or something like that, you know, a little beater-upper, but, you know, whatever, yeah.
Punishing her for it?
Dude, look, you have horrible people killing kids, or you have someone that just wants to get a job as a fucking stripper? I mean, come on.
Some old lady.
And also, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, she would be able to pay that car off pretty quickly if she's an exotic dancer. I mean, she's going to get a lot of tips, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, like, there's going to be a lot of people throwing 20s, 50s, you know, her way and shit like, I mean, come on, you know, it's like, I'm pretty sure that car is going to get paid off pretty quick.
Indian students yesterday calling them Asian slurs, telling them to go back to China. Man.
Dude, white people suck. Why are we like this? Like, why are really more or less, like, specifically American white people like this?
Fucking stupid.
We are dumb.
Get back to China now!
You damn Indian, go back to China! It's like, wrong country and wrong region of the fucking continent, you dumb fuck. It's like, oh my god. It's like, man... That's the thing about racism. It's like, you know, like, what makes it just so, like, exceptionally egregious isn't necessarily just, like, the dehumanization aspect. It's how fucking dumb it is. Like, immensely fucking stupid. I mean, seriously. It's like, you're so dumb that, like, you know, that the racism has consumed you utterly, that it's like, even someone who's obviously not Chinese is like, nope, but Chinese shovel bait. It's like, what? Huh? I mean, oh my god. Dude, I mean, it's like, there's like, plenty of problems with racism. Not that there's anything good with it, but there's like endless problems with it. But holy shit, that probably has to be up there at least. Just the utter rank stupidity of it. I mean, you know, not really just like the, you know, utter, you know, harm that, you know, like from it. But I mean, because honestly, I feel like a lot of the harm that does come from it is the rank stupidity of it all. Like, I mean, it's just because some people are so fucking dumb, they just go based off of impulse, and a lot of that involves, like, either stabbing a kid or fucking, you know, punching someone, you know, because they're wearing a turban or some shit. It's like, fuck me, dude.
And they might even be...
It's like one thing to say, like, racist shit, but it's one thing to act like such an impulsive ape to just act out on it.
Country, you don't know.
Because you're that
so
dumb.
It's so fucking stupid.
Police claim a Muncie woman didn't know what the big deal was about stealing a Kia from a car dealership in order to allow her to drive to Indianapolis for a job interview to be an exotic dancer. According to court documents, 20-year-old Kasia Shelton acted like this whole thing was a joke and did not understand that she was going to be arrested after police tracked her down and questioned about the stolen car. Police learned of the theft of the 2013 Kia Optima on Monday after an employee at RDI Motors in Muncie called the Muncie Police Department to report that the car was just stolen from the lot. The employee told officers that Shelton came to the dealership and asked to look at the 2013 Kia Optima. The employee had been preparing the car for a test drive, but said the phone kept ringing and that no one was on the other end of the line when he answered. The employee reportedly told Shelton to wait for a moment while he answered the phone yet again, but Shelton allegedly drove off in the Kia. According to the documents, police used the flock camera system, tracked the stolen car, and spotted it on cameras going south towards Indianapolis, and then later returning to Muncie. Police connected Shelton to the car theft because she reportedly filled out a form on the dealership's website to buy another vehicle prior to stealing the Kia. Officers went to Shelton's home.
I mean, okay, so, I mean, like, it sounds like it was a little premeditated. I guess. I feel like if she was just kind of honest about it, like, look, I'm trying to, like, even to the dealership, I bet if she was just kind of honest about it, I bet even they would probably have worked something out. Yeah, like, look, I'm just trying to get to a job interview, and I want to buy this car, but I don't really have the money for it now because I'm trying to get a job so I can make the money to pay for it, and blah, blah, blah. Would there be a way to where I can work out, like, some payment plan or something like that, and blah, 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 or some shit, or at least, you know, or something. I mean, I feel like, you know, if she was just, like, straightforward with the whole situation, I think, you know, something could have just been worked out. You know what I mean? But now it's like you just fucked yourself over, and now you're going to be charged of Grand Theft Auto, and now you're probably going to have a harder time getting a job after the fact.
She initially lied to officers about her identity, according to police, blah, 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 blah. Let her go. Let this woman go. No harm, no foul. Car's fine. She should definitely get that job as a stripper, regardless of what she looks like. She's definitely stripper crazy. With the way things are going, you guys might see me end up on one of these news stories on how I was hurt or killed. Gotta love living in middle of nowhere, Georgia. We're actually going to round this out with a couple Georgia stories, buddy.
That'll make you feel
damn, poor Pranav. Like, actually, I don't, like, directly know him, but, you know, he likes to hang out with, you know, Paul's chats a lot and stuff when he was doing ideologies and shit, but, like, I mean... Dude, poor Pranav. I didn't even realize he lived in Georgia, but, like, man, I hope he stays safe. I mean, seriously, because, I mean, from what I understand, you know, he's, like, raising kids, too, and shit, and it's like, man, I hope, you know, nothing bad happens to him, especially considering all this fucking dumbass racist hick yokel chuckle fucks that, like, look at anyone that's slightly darker than me, like, eh.
We ain't even got to the Georgia section yet.
Don't worry.
So, boy, Rose, you're going to get some shout-outs.
Look, you have to start doing what those Georgians do. You got to carry a gun with you everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know exactly what you look like, but, man, I would definitely probably, you know, probably would be packing myself.
Be nice to do that.
I wouldn't have anything to worry about, and even I would.
Let them kill him. He's like, just kill me. I don't want to get into me into.
Man arrested after deputy finds him rocking with stuffed animal.
What? Man arrested after deputy finds him rocking with a, I think this, I think he probably just needs help.
I'll let you guess what rocking is a fucking euphemism
Rocking?
for.
Rocking? He's fucking it.
Was he fucking a stuffed animal?
He was.
Oh, no.
What? Okay. I mean, okay. Okay. Well, that's new.
Was he high? Okay, he was on meth. Okay.
He's on meth, yeah.
All right, I'm like, if he was just doing it without... If he was sober as a judge and he was just doing
So what? I'm just fucking a plush. What do you want? That would be funny if he was sober as a judge, just like cops walk in and he's just doing it. He's like, what? It's a plush. What do you want? Like, that would be so just, I don't know. Okay.
More disturbing, but meth, you know, I get meth.
Fucking a stuffed animal isn't normal.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Meth it is, apparently.
I mean, like, you know, let's be honest, TJ. You wouldn't fucked a couple stuffed animals on meth before?
A 55-year-old Midway man faces drug and sexual indecency charges after a deputy said he spotted him having sex with a stuffed animal.
Was this
judge found?
Was this just out in the middle of the day or something?
Cause to charge Theodore T. Morgaven III with possession of a controlled...
What a name. Morgaven III, dude.
That's a
dude, what a name. Theodore T. Morgaven III. What a fucking name.
No wonder he was fucking a stuffed animal.
Yeah. Do I have a lighter here? Oh, well. Possession of a controlled substance, furnishing, possession, or using prohibited articles, possession of drug paraphernalia, and public sexual indecency. According to court documents, it was about 12:45 a.m. on October 8th. A Baxter County Sheriff's deputy observed a vehicle at the Midway store in Locke. He stated that he observed the vehicle was rocking, the affidavit stated. When the deputy looked inside the vehicle, he reported observing Morgaven having sex with a stuffed animal.
Dude, so you know this cop rolls up there and it's like 2 people fucking over at the...
Dude, he probably thought that was what was initially going on, but then he looked over and saw probably like this... I'm assuming just like some big teddy bear or some shit. I don't know. And just this methed out dude. I mean, like... I don't, like... Wouldn't that not really feel good? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, what the softness of, like, the cotton would be. I just feel like that wouldn't really feel good. Like, I don't know. Like, why? Okay.
Is it a Midway?
Unless well, he's a methed out weirdo. I don't think he had it, like, modified.
Down at the lock and load or whatever the fuck it's
You're
called.
expecting to see like a couple of fucking meth heads fucking walk up
Just, oh my god! You know, I kind of want to see the body cam of that cop just walking up and be like, "Well, the fuck, buddy, what are you? Oh my! I mean, I just want to see the body cam footage, bro. I just want to imagine how awkward this guy be like. What are you doing? I just want to hear what this guy had to be saying, like when he walked up to this.
You know what? Back away slowly.
I want to know what the fuck stuffed animal he was fucking, too.
Yeah, what one was he fucking?
When the deputy looked inside the vehicle, he saw him having sex with the stuffed animal. Upon learning that Morgaven had a search waiver on file from the Arkansas Department of Community Corrections, the deputy searched the vehicle, found a purse containing 2 marijuana pipes and 1 syringe. While being booked in the Baxter County Detention Center, the affidavit stated another deputy found approximately 3 grams of methamphetamine in the purse. Wow. After reviewing the case, the judge found probable cause to charge Morgaven and set his bond at $5,000. On October 16th, Morgaven appeared in court for arraignment, where he pleaded not guilty to the charges. He's due back in court on October 30th with a tentative trial date of February 26th, 2024.
I can imagine this case. Officer Bumble.
Officer, you know, I might have been fucking a stuffed animal, but that meth ain't mine. I mean, dude, okay, now I want to see the court proceedings too, dude. Oh my god, dude, this is good. I love this. This is funny.
What did you observe? The suspect the vehicle was rocking heavily. I walked up and observed Mr. Morgaven fucking a stuffed animal in its ass.
They really fucking... I need to know. I need to know what the fuck he was... Some people were saying that they hope it's like a Pooh Bear or something.
Oh no.
Not Pooh Bear.
Not Pooh Bear, bro.
Yeah, they hope he's fucking a little Winnie the Pooh, you know?
Oh no.
It's probably a bear.
Yeah, give him some money.
I think most stuffed animals are probably bears.
He was fucking a pig with them, dude. He was fucking pig.
Nah, he was fucking Winnie the Pooh, Scott. Your childhood favorite.
Dude, my childhood favorite was getting fucked by a meth head.
You know what, Scotty? Remember how you lost your first Pooh Bear when you were a kid? You left it in like a Walmart or something on accident?
No.
Oh no. Oh no, Theodore picked it up.
Well, our stepmom, Laverne, threw it away.
Oh, well, you know what? I know where he ended up.
In this fucking meth head's hands?
He ended up in
the hands of the meth,
Theodore T. Morgaven III, Scotty.
Dude, if I find that's true, I'll go fucking end it myself.
It turns out that he hollowed Winnie the Pooh out, put a fucking fleshlight up in there.
Oh man, that's fucked up, dude.
He's canonically fucking your childhood Winnie the Pooh.
When he gets out of jail, he's gonna lose his member, dude.
Oh shit.
Snip, snip.
Sips, bro. Oh shit.
That's what he's doing, Scotty. You don't want to believe
I ain't doing that now. I mean, he's in jail now.
Oh, they're letting him bring it in the jailhouse, Scotty. They're very nice.
Let him bring his fucking...
Oh my god. Dude, that'd be funny if it's like, hey, that's a request. Can I have that stuffed animal back when I'm in prison?
Oh, they did. It's the only way to keep him calm, Scotty.
That'd be an odd request.
To deal with otherwise, you know?
I don't think so.
It's the only way to placate the guy. So they're letting him bring it right into the jailhouse.
I don't think so.
He's fucking that jailhouse bed is squeaking tonight as Winnie fucking Theodore T. Morgan in the third load, dude.
He's doing it again, Scotty! Stop him! Oh yeah, you've been naughty little bugger, haven't you? Oh bother! Oh.
Oh my God.
King County Sheriff defends soliciting cash for mother's birthday. Oh, he does.
I mean, you know what? You gotta have your mom have a nice
soliciting cash.
Mama. Let's see, will this play for it?
You know, hey, it was for my mama. It wasn't for the police department this time. I mean, it was for his mama. I mean, you know, we would do, you know, whatever we could for our mamas.
A recent.
I'm not watching 4 minutes of that shit. Anyway, yeah, that's what that guy did. Who gives a shit? Next, angry parents.
I like how quickly just like it was like, nah, fuck that story.
Fighting back against Moms for Liberty's school board takeovers. The group has been commandeering school boards to ban LGBTQ plus and anti-racist content. Parents have had enough.
Yeah, they checked out the Moms for Fascism. Then I don't have any. I really have no problem with it. Then the liberty thing, they're not too hot on. Fascism, they
I love how their definition of liberty is like censor books.
Yeah, we'll give you more.
It's like, hey, you know what would do good for some liberty around here as a mama? We ban a bunch of books and shit.
Beat them by banning a whole bunch of shit. You guys are moms for what again?
Once we take all these fucking different books away, liberty will reign.
Yeah, that's how liberty works.
Banning books equals liberty, baby. Let's go. Because that is how we, you know, attain our liberty, by banning books and making it harder to have an education and read things. Like, yeah, because that totally screams liberty in my book.
The number of choices people have.
Screams more like, you know, a bunch of Nazi shit. Moms for Nazis.
Members in Bucks County.
I mean, that'd actually be accurate because, like, there's been a few times where, like, some local Moms for Liberty groups have actually literally used, like, Hitler quotes and shit like that before, and some of them overtly have talked about, like, you know, some favoritism and shit. Like, so that it would be accurate. Like, unironically, like, there is accuracy to the idea that, like, at least, you know, some of them are just, like, over fucking Nazis.
Fighting the takeover of a local school board by members of the anti-LGBTQ plus so-called parents' rights groups Moms for Liberty. The group, described as an extremist group by the Southern Poverty Law Center, has whipped up right-wing hysteria against anti-racist and LGBTQ plus content in schools. At least 5 out of the 9 members of the county's Penridge School Board have links to the group, according to Salon. In response, parents and concerned locals have been organizing against Moms for Liberty using a variety of methods, including a Facebook group called the Ridge Network, which has about 1,400 members. Ridge Network members have said that the Moms for Liberty first began eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion policies and began a censorship campaign to remove pride flags, as well as anti-racist and LGBTQ plus inclusive books from schools. Now the group is pushing for revisions to the district's social studies curriculum.
Yeah, we gotta have a more balanced perspective on this. What's the issue again? Slavery? I mean, look, slavery...
It's like, you know, there probably would have been some probably okay things every now and then, Dad, so why can't we just teach both sides? Huh?
Oh, that bad, was it? Look, slaves got 3 hocks and a cot, didn't they? Let's have a balanced perspective on that issue.
You know, every now and then they had breaks sometimes. I mean, why do you think those paintings of them having like a little jig was going on and stuff? I mean, come on now. It wasn't all that bad.
One Ridge Network parent, Jane Kramer, said that Moms for Liberty used a specific strategy of throwing a lot of change at people all at once to overwhelm them. This strategy was reportedly suggested by Jordan Adams, a speaker at Moms for Liberty's recent summit in nearby Philadelphia.
Basically, get scalped.
Whose education consultant company, Vermilion, got a board-approved contract, reportedly rushed under secrecy, to rewrite the school district's social studies curriculum. Adams was previously hired by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to ensure that progressive social policies aren't in the state's textbooks. He has also worked for Hillsdale College, a leading force in promoting a conservative and overtly Christian reading of American history and the U.S. Constitution in schools, Salon wrote. Local board meeting attendees have inspired outrage against Adams' proposed curriculum changes by reading passages from it that minimize the evils of slavery or the genocide of Native people. the aforementioned publication wrote, the rushed contract for Adams' company and his proposed social studies curriculum have enraged local citizens and made them more politically engaged as a result. Man, I love this shit.
I love it whenever Republicans like do things to piss people off. That's actually how you get people like kind of somewhat politically motivated. It's like when Republicans are like, "Yo, all right, we should start banning shit." It's like, yeah, that's when you get people to be like, "Hey, wait a minute, maybe we should be a little active to stop this."
These fuckers, not only do they fucking want to go and like rewrite history, but they fucking make sure they make a fucking pretty penny while doing it by rushing through these fucking contracts.
Of course they do.
Once they've got on the school board.
All right.
Pretty much, like it's a way to make an extra buck, and also to gain more power and fuck over everybody else. So they can push their own fucking agenda. Like that's pretty much the whole point. Like I mean, I guarantee you they're probably being backed by other groups too. I mean, it's actually a guaranteed fucking certainty that they are.
How did we decide to declare our independence from Great Britain? George Washington pointed to Jesus, and Jesus said, kill the British and then genocide the Indians, who will be happy because then they will become Christians. That's right. Very good answer.
Very good, little Timmy.
It's not like school boards are in great shape without these types of fucking groups taking them over. Most school boards.
I mean, that is true. Like, unfortunately, a lot of school boards are already pretty, like, bad as it is. But, like, I mean, this type of shit really does kind of make it worse in a sense. And I guess in a way, at least for the school boards that are being impacted by this shit, like, they're, I guess in a sense have probably, gotten a log on their ass, to at least try to be a lot more proactive when it comes to, like, what might be going on within education. But, I mean, I don't know how consistent that is.
At this point, they're populated by just, like, people that want to get rich off of it. People that want to use it as a fucking local
including these type people.
Oh, dude. Well, we used to live in St. Tammany Parish. The school board president, or like in a school district, so they were being paid like these massive sums of money, getting these fucking ridiculous car allowances and stuff. And it's like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, why do these people in our community? Why should they be paid these obscene amounts of money for what? Like, what are they doing? And then you find out shit like this. It's kickbacks and rewriting history.
Basically, or just not funding it, that much in the first place. Like, one thing I remember when I was going for high school and stuff was that, like, when it came to school funding and stuff, like, pretty much anything that had to do with the arts, essentially a lot of those teachers were pretty much on their own for the most part. They had to literally, like, use their own fucking salaries to, like, get, various different equipment and stuff like that. Or just, kind of essentially make do. Or, like, maybe work with other teachers at, other school districts, to kind of collaborate with different things and shit, when it comes to, like, at least, for band, predominantly, especially, like, a lot of it was, like, if there was, like, some music pieces that, our band director wanted to do that, like, another band director at another school had, he would just go over there, photocopy all of them, and just bring it back, or vice versa, and stuff like that. And also, there's, like, been times where we've been fucked over, actually, for things like, actually one year of the Starlight Parade, because we, under his band directorship, like, our high school specifically won, like, the Starlight Band Parade competition pretty much, like, damn near almost every fucking year. Like, there was, like, I think a couple times where they were, like, second place, and pretty much every single time that I was in it, we got first place and shit. So, and except for one year where not, like, this is, like, this how scummy this shit can be sometimes. Like, literally, like, some of the boards of that, of, like, the judges stuff and the administrators at our school kind of, like, because they gutted so much of the funding of, like, the art stuff so they could put it into things like sports and shit, because, like, that year I think they got a new coach and there was, like, very positive results about, like, our very fucking shitty football team in high school at the time. And yeah, curiously enough, that year was actually pretty good. But of course, we only had him for, like, the season because he moved on to do some, like, college teaching or coaching and shit instead. So it's like it didn't even really amount to anything really that much anyway, outside of, like, one good year. And it fucked, a lot of the arts, over, including, band and another art classes as well. And while, like, essentially the funding still stagnated or stayed the same, when it came to everything else, like, or maybe, like, slightly, got taken out, because, like, there's been some times where even, like, some of the science teachers would have to, like, take shit out of their own salaries, to make up for certain things and also shit. Like, there was a lot of a lot of problems that, you know, especially in hindsight, you can realize, oh, this is basically because of administrative corruption and bullshit. Like, I mean, and at the time, not really totally realizing that, but kind of getting to see it a little bit just because, you know, a lot of teachers I did have would complain about it. Like, it kind of, you know, especially once being politically aware about, like, how our education system was kind of like oh, you know, like, here's a lot of, this is, like, really a major root of a lot of the problems here, ain't it? Because it is. Like the whole administrative cutback bullshit, you know, have strong heavy investment in things like sports and shit like that, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but in a consequence of, you know, other programs like arts programs, stuff like that, that's a problem. Like, I mean, so there's there's just so many, like, countless fucking issues, but those I would argue are some of the biggest ones, including obviously like overcrowded classrooms and fucking lack of proper pay for teachers and shit. Like I said, go on with it.
We're gonna take all this white guilt shit out in stew. We're gonna get that out of there.
Boom.
We're gonna teach them what really happened. Jesus founded America.
Just like the Mormon said for some reason.
Alec Baldwin set to face new involuntary manslaughter charges, Russ prosecutors say.
Some new charges?
So he was being charged with manslaughter, then they dropped the charges, and now they're bringing the charges back.
No shit.
New charges.
New charges, oh shit,
Either charge the guy or fucking don't. What are we doing?
Yeah, seriously, like, what's this weird back and forth? I honestly didn't even realize he got fucking, you know, charges dropped initially. I thought that shit was still going on, but just kind of like people moved on.
We're bouncing back and forth on this.
I'm guessing I think they can actually probably get some sort of plea deal out of him. I mean, I still don't think Alec Baldwin's going to jail.
So just over 6 months after criminal charges were dropped against Alec Baldwin for the 2021 killing of Russ cinematographer Alina Hutchins, new involuntary manslaughter claims could be put before a grand jury in a matter of weeks. After extensive investigation over the past several months, additional facts have come to light that we believe show Mr. Baldwin has criminal culpability in the death. What new facts? The facts that came to light, like...
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, like, anyone who, like, even has a basic understanding of guns would be able to figure that shit out, honestly. Like a single action that he was using... Like, there was even, I think, a few people that had, like, the specific, like, model of single action that he had, because I think it was, like, a 38 single action Colt or some shit, or something like that. And, like, the way that, you know, it would have to go off, he would have to physically have the hammer all the way cocked back, you know, and all that shit. Like, I mean, it's, you know, like, and also, you know, like, potentially pull the trigger, because, like, you know, with it being cocked all the way back, you know, you can't just, I guess you could probably try, but you would have to, like, literally slam it forward, but, you know, maybe break a part in there for that to be the case. But, I mean, chances are, you know, like, unless he did that, you know, I mean, the only way that hammer's going back down is he pulled the trigger. So, you know, that's at least, you know, culpability number one. And then number two, there was a live bullet in there, so it's like, whether he knew it or not, that doesn't matter. You should always treat a weapon like as if it's loaded, no matter the fuck what. You know, especially if you're not exactly certain if it's loaded. Like, I mean, it's like, so at the end of the day, he's culpable for that shit. Like, it's from the very beginning, you know, people fucking knew it. I mean, honestly, it's like, or anyone who has, like, a basic understanding about, like, how a gun works. Like, and you don't have to have one or, like, you know, be some expert to know that. I mean, if you know how a single action works, then you know how, you know, intentional that, you know, a shot was. Like, whether he meant to, you know, like, do that because he probably thought it was a blank, you know, then that's still culpable to him, though, at the end of the day. You know, regardless if you feel bad about it or not or whatever the fuck. He's still an idiot because he didn't treat it, you know, with the proper respect that, you know, weapon ought to have deserved.
Few months afterwards.
Always treat a fucking weapon like it's loaded, no matter what. Like, I mean, you know how, like, yeah, there's, like, a thing called, like, you know, like the man test or some shit, like I've heard it called, where basically when it comes to, like, tools, like tongs or, like, electrical equipment or something, you always kind of do, like, a, you know, for, like, a drill, for example, you kind of do a, you know, like, to kind of, you know, do a little test up or something, or if you have tongs, you kind of, like, click them, you know, like that. The gun version of that is you check the barrel and and shit and the bullets. Like like if I had my AK here, I would like do that, make sure it ain't loaded and stuff. Like that's like the gun equivalent of that. It's like if you pick a gun up, you check to see if it's empty or not, and then go from there. But you still treat it like it's loaded regardless. Like that's pretty much like the version of that for guns. Like you check to see if it's empty and not loaded and not safe. Like that, basic little like checklist.
Yeah, the magical gun went off.
Showed the motherfucker had culpability. Okay.
Yeah, the guy shot people. I mean, he might have done it inadvertently, but he still shot and killed someone, and it wounded others. So yeah, he's culpable.
I kind of wish I could show an example I'm talking about, but you can't brandish firearms on streams specifically. I kind of found out why too. Apparently, like there was a dude who like offed himself on a YouTube live stream, and that's why. Which it's like, well, fuck, like that's shitty for one, but two, that's like, god damn it, literally ruin it for everybody. That's why I also got that like, hey, you might not realize the policy change, when it came to the last time I did, and and then suddenly it just went gone, and at least for 24 hours couldn't stream. That was why. Like I was like, oh, which obviously I didn't know up until like later follow up with that, and I was like, oh. Well, that still sucks, and I feel like that, policy could be done better, but whatever. YouTube's pretty stupid about a lot of their policies in general, anyway.
We knew his ass was culpable in this shit.
They had firearms experts debunk his fucking claim. There's just, look, I understand that, if you want to look at it like, maybe he didn't know. Maybe there was some sort of ignorance there. Or maybe but, like they say, ignorance is no excuse. You can't use that as an excuse like, well, I didn't know the gun was loaded, or I trusted that this was done properly, the armor fucked me. I mean, that might be so, and she's still facing criminal charges, but he's right up.
And the thing is, like, if that's the case, you're still culpable there, Alec. Because you're supposed to treat every weapon as if it's loaded, and even if you wanted to, like, rehearse, your role or some shit using your gun, don't do it around other people. Like, don't do it where, you could be pointing at somebody. Do it at the range or some shit. Because supposedly, at least, a lot of those guns were used on the range, including the one he used, and they didn't immediately, empty all of them of the live rounds. So it's like, again, it all, still makes him culpable for the shit, regardless. No matter how he tries to spin it. Or even if you, like, give a benefit of the doubt.
Upside with her. He's got to face those same charges, and, I don't really see how he's not culpable.
Who cares about this story anymore? I don't know.
Deadline and
I kind of do a little bit, just because I think it just, is a harsh reality of the example of, like, why gun safety is so fucking important. And, like, I think that's, at least to me, I think, a reason why, we should at least care a little bit. Because, like, regardless if it was an accident or not, whatever, like, and obviously I'd say it was an accident, he's still culpable for this shit because he didn't treat, the firearm like it should have been respected and safely. He didn't do that. So he is negligent, when it comes to this shit, and should at least, face some sort of manslaughter charge.
This shit.
Well, not only that, but, like, is that all that Alec Baldwin has to do to escape justice, is just, like, keep the legal system gaffled up long enough for your fucking concern to run out?
I guess that person basically just defined it. We couldn't have done any better.
Who gives a fuck? Just you killed someone or something, they got rich. Move on.
That was 10 minutes ago. Who gives a shit anymore?
Talk about Israel.
I'm not using you personally. I'm more using you as an example of, like, why shit like this doesn't fucking get resolved.
I think that's a genuine.
That's true too.
I agree. I don't think it's even really an attack on them personally. But it's just really
like the media habits of the American public. Like 1 second, God damn it, we must get justice, and then like a few months pass by, it's like,
justice hasn't happened yet. We don't give a fuck anymore. Whatever. Like, it really is like how a lot of America really do kind of feel like sometimes. I kind of feel like at a certain point it's probably going to happen with, like, Trump's shit, because, like, it's going to go on and on and on and on, and eventually I think, a lot of the public is not going to give a fuck anymore, and eventually it's just going to kind of, like, be pushed through or whatever, and there's probably going to be, like, some settlement or some bullshit or whatever the fuck. Like, because in a lot of ways, because, people don't, really give that much of a shit. All this cares about, See, well, now you kind of prove the point more. Because, I mean, the dude literally attempted a fucking coup d'etat. Like, I mean, that ain't just something to really, like, you know, give a fuck about. Who cares if you try to overthrow the monks? Okay, I feel like you're trolling now. Yeah, I mean, okay, now I feel like you're trolling a little. But, I mean, you know, but yeah, that's kind of the point. I mean, and the thing is, like, even if this isn't on that same level, like, when it comes to Alex's case, I mean, it's still true there, too. It's just, you know, for different contexts with him not being negligent when it comes to gun safety, and when it comes to the fact that he just hasn't faced any liability and shit.
That's old news. So much has happened since.
Well, I mean, there's such a load of information that's just a natural response. You're just going to go like, well, that's old.
More important shit than Alec. Well, if you want to talk about what's most important, this should just be like the climate change show, where we don't even talk about any of this shit and just fucking talk about climate change the entire time.
Yeah, we talk about what the fuck we want, you know?
So, like, I don't know. We don't decide, like, let's just talk about what's most important and let everything else fall by the wayside or whatever, so. But anyway, we'll see if he actually gets charged.
Doubt it. Well, I hope, but...
Spacey performs Shakespeare monologue, gets standing ovation at Oxford lecture on cancel culture.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Now, this I don't give a fuck about.
Oh, shit. This is my favorite canceled guy.
I mean, in a... Like, I don't know. I like... Maybe I could agree, but, like, dude, this doesn't help. Some Shakespearean monologue and some standing ovation on lectures in Oxford. Like, oh my god, dude, this is so pompous. Like, holy fuck.
Oh yeah, Kevin Spacey is definitely my favorite. I mean, because I wish he was still putting out those creepy little, like,
Frank
Christmas
Underwood
messages and shit, where he's like...
Where he's basically fucking, what did he play in, the House of Cards? What was that dude's name? It was, like, Underwood? Frank Underwood. Yeah, he's basically just, like, become Frank Underwood at this point, I feel like. He's just, like, embodied that character, and now he's just, like, this isn't Kevin Spacey anymore. It's just basically Frank Underwood as an alter ego.
And be vindicated when all of my enemies are killed with kindness. And then they actually die, and you're just like, holy shit.
Dude, yeah, there's been a few people that, like, that have kind of, like, got Frank Underwooded a little bit. It's like, oh shit.
TJ.
This guy is fucking nuts. I love it. So anyway, yeah, he's my favorite one for sure.
I mean, just look at Kevin Spacey. We don't even read this article necessarily. Like, do you think Kevin Spacey has killed a man, TJ?
I don't think he's personally done it.
Has he ordered the death of someone?
I mean, I don't know. Am I allowed to say yes?
Allegedly.
I mean, we're not asserting that we have any knowledge of that. I'm saying, but if you had to trust your gut.
I mean, gut intuition. Has he ordered a hit on a man? I'm gonna say there's a strong possibility.
You just had to, like, your opinion.
I mean, I've already made it clear. I think he killed some people to fucking, you know, get off the fucking hook on some of this shit that he was being accused of.
Yeah, you do believe he's guilty as shit.
I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but yeah, I mean, I think he killed some people.
Well, it was crazy.
I think he ordered some deaths.
The crazy thing too about his case, and one of the reasons why he beat at least one of them, was the fact that, remember, like, the way that the victim described the house was just impossible. Which doesn't necessarily mean he didn't do it, but it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, seems like it's bullshit now.
I've got a morphing house that changes layout every time I rape somebody.
Well, I'm saying that the victim could have misremembered the layout of the home.
Well, the specific thing, I don't want to fucking... Basically, the story was there was a party going on, and this kid was put in a bedroom.
Right.
And then Kevin Spacey went in that bedroom and fucking molested the kid.
But it wasn't possible.
And then it turns out that the apartment in question was like a fucking studio apartment, and there was no fucking separate bedroom.
Correct.
So it's like, so that doesn't make sense.
Right.
So, but just because he didn't do, but I think he did do some other shit. Like, I think he is.
Yeah, I definitely, like, that's like the only story where I feel like it's a little odd. Just because if it was a studio apartment, then there wouldn't be, like, a separate bedroom. There'd be, like, a bathroom. I think that'd probably be, like, realistically the only other room, so to speak. But beyond that, like, yeah, there really wouldn't be. So it just kind of seems a little on a question, unless like maybe there was like those like big ass drapes or some shit, that you could kind of like make a room with, in a sense, unless it's like one of those. But if that's the case, then I mean, that's like, I feel like that would be a more prevalent detail to it, but it wasn't. So it's like, it seems a little odd. Maybe it probably didn't happen there, but the thing is, like, everything else about the story points it there. So it seems a little strange.
I think he fucking goes around and just rapes dudes on the set of his movies. Like, because there's tons of fucking stories about, like, he cornered me in a fucking room and I didn't know what to do, and the next thing I know.
Yeah, those stories seem a lot more accurate, and I think that's a lot more up his forte. Like, cornering someone in a dressing room and shit. Like, even in the House of Cards, like, as Frank Underwood, he was, like, doing that to other people and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as, just for the act. So, I mean, it just seems like that's his forte, you know what I mean? And I feel like as a way to, like, release that, maybe in the House of Cards set, that's how they did it, but I don't know if it worked.
I just knock Kevin Spacey's fucking ass out, dude.
You wouldn't do shit, Scotty, because you know what he'd do? He'd fucking look you right in the eyes. He'd start talking that Frank Underwood shit, and you'd be hypnotized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lay there like a good little piggy. It'll all be over soon.
Now, Scotty, you're gonna get your just rewards.
Oh,
Scotty'd be like, and then afterwards, be like, whoa, what happened?
Why is my butthole so sore?
So Kevin Spacey made a surprise appearance at an Oxford. I mean, basically, they were doing this event called, like, What Shakespeare Can Teach Us About Cancel Culture, and they had Kevin Spacey come up and do some Shakespeare, and he got a big fucking standing up.
Yeah, and also, I guess it was honoring the late conservative philosopher Rutger Scruton. I mean, I mean, I don't know who that is, but yes, the late conservative philosopher. Like, oh my god, that just, I mean, it just validates my whole thing about it being like so pompous and just like and all this other shit.
And I guess he's making.
I mean, Kevin Spacey, whatever his personal defects are, is still a great actor.
Oh, I mean, Kevin Spacey is fucking an amazing actor for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
The only time I remember seeing a movie where I thought I've seen plenty of movies with Kevin Spacey in them, and I thought the movie sucked. But the only movie I remember where I watched it and I thought he sucked was that fucking piece of shit K-Pax. Does anyone remember K-Pax?
That's terrible.
Yeah, K-Pax.
Did I have to be Billy Badass to beat up?
I don't even know if I heard of that one.
Kevin Spacey. I mean, I didn't think I could fucking kick the shit out of some UFC fighters or something.
I've been calling Baldwin an idiot and Spacey a probable creep for years before. I hate this. Shut up. I'm sorry to fuck off. I hate this.
I called it, bro. Oh my god.
I called it shit. Fuck off with that. No one cares about your fucking.
You know what? At least I have like records of streams where like even in the same like in a 20-minute period we'll like call something and then it'll be like oh well oops I guess I actually did unintentionally. So I mean hey, sometimes it counts.
For years, I've been saying to my audience of no one that this was true, and it turns out it was.
So I'm vindicated. It's like you're so hungry for some vindication in life, you gotta fucking, like, I knew that was gonna happen.
Fucking cool, bro.
Dude, I'm mad at these fuckers.
Honestly, that's why you have to just, like, guess it. Like, I mean, I don't, like, because, I ain't trying to do no Nostradamus shit. I'm just sitting here like, I bet this will probably happen, given what I'm knowing the information so far. And just like a random hunch. And more often than not, that hunch tends to be kind of accurate half the time. But, I mean, I know, like, especially when it comes to, like, weird conservative chuckle fucks, or, like, when it comes to, like, reacting to, different things. At a certain point, you kind of get, like, kind of like a foundation of, like, where to go, so to speak, about where it might lead. I mean, sometimes there's straight up some curveballs. Like, I mean, some of the Jubilees we've reacted to, like the Who's the Secret Straight dude in a massive, like, gay guys, like, that one, everybody was the Secret Straight dude, and that one threw me the fuck off in, like, more ways till Sunday. Like, I mean, so there's, there's every now and then, like, my guess and my gut, say one thing, but I'll just be thrown for a fucking loop. And honestly, I think, you need shit like that, though, because, it helps harness that shit down. So then, you can just, eventually become a psychic.
Night.
Paul hates you guys.
These fucking plebs are starting to get my goat tonight.
You want
There's
to? You
just
want
so
to?
many of the.
You want to burn them? You want to fucking do a little rant against them, Paul?
There's just so many
Oh, shit.
personality types in there.
Ian Flamboyant Black Guy? Yeah. Dude, he was too. How he described it says he just has an alternative, way of, like, presenting his heterosexuality. That's what he said. And also, like, the Asian dude with that little short top, like, that guy was thrown the fuck off because he literally was like, bro, I fucking, literally, hit up all my gay friends, try to do some advice. I worked and rehearsed this shit for a week, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, like, he was just, like, broken over it. Like, I felt bad for him almost. Just like, dude, he tried so hard to try to, like, pull himself off, as, like, as, like, a secret gay guy and fucking just, like, had his whole world shatter. Like, when you realize everybody did it, it's like, bruh, damn, dude.
Dunning-Kruger is really popping.
Well, the thing is, no matter who you guessed would be the straight person, they all were. I mean, the thing is, I generally thought some of them were just straight gay, and they weren't. I mean, none of them were. So it's like, fuck. Funny enough, Rip City actually was the closest to actually call it, even though he didn't. He just, like, was like, no stone unturned. I'm going to think all of them are going to be straight until proven otherwise. And, I think there was only one person he thought was genuinely kind of gay, but other than that, like, he was the one who kind of got the closest to it. So I was right, though. Oh, yeah. Like, no matter what, you would have been right if you thought, that guy's not the gay guy. Trying too hard. Well, they were all trying too hard.
Tonight. You got the people that are trying to self-aggrandize. You got the people that are just dead wrong about shit. People can't type. People can't even fucking spell a word or use a piece of punctuation.
Oh my god, Paul.
I know you're in a bad mood, but maybe...
Hey, tell us how you really feel, Paul.
Maybe this one message, I think we just saw it. This might make you feel a little better about the people. Had a car swerve and spin in front of me on the road. Managed to dodge it and keep going. I kept going so I could make it home to send you money. Would have been pissed off I missed the show.
Damn.
How's that make you feel? Someone's almost killed. They almost died, Paul. And they
almost died, dude.
Whoa. You can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that, can you?
I guess not that particular one, no. It's not everybody in chat, but there's a good portion of you chatters tonight that are just fucking drooling idiots, dude. Starting to get to me. I'm sorry. I can't fucking help it.
It does happen, man. It does happen.
Oh my god.
Paul, we only have 2 news stories left, so.
I kind of like this little, like, when was this? Like, what's this little dude? Look at this little guy.
Oh, really?
Yes, I mean, like, you don't have much more news.
Dude, I kind of like that. When was this made? This thing looks cool.
So that's a good news, right?
Look at that little bad boy.
Good news. I do hate the fucking news, so.
Yeah, it's almost over.
Oh, shit. Are we getting the Georgia run of stories?
But the last 2 are pretty bad.
Oh, no, boy.
Oh, we gotta do it.
Let's
you
go.
in Georgia now, boy.
We're in Georgia now.
Oh, you're on the farm.
Stay Georgia, tell you what number.
Georgia now.
Fucking Garosia, here it comes.
I want you to listen to this. Man in prison, 16 years for wrongful conviction. Fatally shot by Georgia deputy.
Well, Rose, how do you feel about your state? How you feeling about your state today? Like, oof. Wow. Like, wrongfully convicted, and it's like, you know what? I, the deputy, think otherwise. Fuck you.
Mr. TJ said the police finished the job.
Yeah.
That was the comment I had. The police were like, oh shit, we fucked up. Alright, well, let's right this wrong.
Finish your job on this.
A black man who spent 16 years behind bars here in South Florida on a wrongful conviction was killed yesterday after being shot by a deputy during a traffic stop in Georgia. This is the man identified as 53-year-old Leonard Allen Cure. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says the deputy shot Cure after he became violent and assaulted that deputy. Previously, Cure was convicted of armed robbery of Dania Beach drugstore back in 2003.
I'm already suspect of the idea that he just got belligerent and, attacked the deputy. I already don't believe that. Like, if he was wrongfully convicted of a robbery and, now he's, finally released from that bullshit. Like, why? Why would he fucking get I could probably see him being agitated. It's like, man, I just got released off of being wrongfully convicted. Now you're trying to fuck me over again. What the fuck? Blah blah. Like, I can imagine him being pissed. But the idea of him getting overtly belligerent or some shit, I doubt that.
Attorney's Office Conviction Review Unit also asked the judge
Pretty much the same as I always felt.
Release Cure in 2020 after the team said they found solid alibis and no physical evidence to put him at that crime scene. That's according to the Associated Press. No word yet on why the deputy pulled Cure's vehicle over.
Whoops. It appears this man we've kept in prison for 16 years actually might be innocent. Our bad.
Whoopsie daisy.
And then they shoot him.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, well,
instead of trying to wrongfully convict him again, let's just shoot him because we're cops and we're a piece of shit.
I'm mad about that one. Let's go ahead and just take care of that problem.
Bruh, bet he feels like the Punisher. Yeah.
I mean, he was...
They all do, in a way.
Do a 60 Minutes interview?
It's awful. It's awful, dude.
Oh, shit, is it?
Rarely
Oh, my
does the
God.
president confront someone being killed in the counterattack.
Wait, what?
Is it time
He can't
for...
open his eyes, dude. He's like, look at him.
Oh my god, wait, whoa, this happened? So Trump did one, and now he's doing... Oh my god, yeah, he barely can keep his eyes open. Holy shit, and wow, his head is so square.
There's fundamental difference. Israel is going after a group of people who engage in barbarism that is as consequential as the Holocaust. And so I think Israel has to respond.
You want to preface this interview, too? You're missing that part.
It's like, oh my god, mumbling much?
Biden is dealing with so much shit, he's tired. Oh, Biden.
He's just tired, man.
Like,
that's
Biden
all.
is really tired. I'm like,
Dude,
that's not what you want.
give Biden a chalky baba and let him go to bed.
A small number of them are known to have been taken hostage. In a video call on Friday, Mr. Biden had have vanished.
In
a moment.
Let me see his shit.
You're saying we're going to...
It's like if Clint Eastwood took heroin. Oh my god, dude.
To find those who are still alive and set them free. Everything in our power. And I'm not going to go into the detail of that, but...
What's with these rapid, weird blinks?
Look how his eyes are like little slits.
Working like you want.
Why do you feel so strongly about speaking to these families personally on Zoom?
Because I think they have to know that the President of the United States...
Open your fucking eyeballs, dude.
I can't even see where the eyes are. Like, no, I think there is maybe a little bit going on right there. Just a little bit. Like, holy shit.
Gotta know the President of the United States.
On the job.
Final story, another Georgia story. Georgia refuses to release evidence from police shooting of Cop City activists.
Go figure. Gotta, brush that under the rug so we can keep this whole Cop City thing going on.
Experts say decision not to make...
Put too much money into this, so we gotta destroy a local ecosystem that's actually vital to the local area and make this, because this is obviously better.
It's available to family of Manuel Paez Terán or public sets frightening precedent.
Well, here's the thing with the police. You know for a fact, if the video totally exonerated the police, we would get the video immediately. Like, here you go. Look, guys, we're totally innocent. We were
and if they, were guilty as fuck, then they obviously would have, that information withheld. So, I wonder if this makes them guilty. Oh, it definitely does.
Right. So them withholding this is not surprising. A lot of states have, and departments have policies where they're like, oh, if it's a pending trial, or if it's a pending, until that goes to trial or something, or we're required by law to
Let's feel
release
strongly. I feel like the more accurate question would be, why do you feel so vaguely interested?
We don't have to. So they've seen this footage. I doubt it casts the police in anything but a terrible light. So clearly they're trying to suppress this.
What is the point of having body cameras on these fucking cops if the moment
prove them right.
If the moment it shows something that they did wrong, all of a sudden it's like we're not
they
allowed
love
to see
them.
that.
Well, there's kind of like this misnomer that cops don't like body cams. They do, because a lot of times it proves their version right.
Well, of course they like them when they realize, like, hey, if this makes us look bad, we're just going to fucking never show you the
But
footage.
if it makes them look bad, they'll do everything in their power to stop them coming out, of course. I mean, it's natural they want to protect themselves, but they shouldn't have that option. That's the problem. Like, they shouldn't have the authority to say, well, you know what? Nah, we're not going to release the video. It's like, no, the video should be released.
Yeah.
I mean, what's like?
I mean, that's essentially what really should, be the case. It's like, I'll grab my jacket. But like, because the whole fundamental principle of like, oh, we're gonna have body cams to make sure, we, keep the public interest of safety at hand and stuff like that. Well, how can that actually happen if you motherfuckers are withholding that shit when it makes you guys obviously look fucking guilty? Like, it should be required by law to essentially, and honestly, not in their authority to be able to have that shit released. And in fact, honestly, it should just basically be on, like, citizens' request. Or just have, like, a public database or something. Like, you can go on, like, a website, and, like, search up your local police department and check up on, like, the body cam archives, or even as they're live, or some shit. I mean, I think that would be a good idea.
A credible argument, like, oh, it's gonna poison the trial, or it's gonna be like, as far as I know, is there even an ongoing case against the police? Or are they refusing it in like a court setting?
Beach State represent.
Let's take a look. So basically, it says the state's RICO or racketeering indictment issued last month is the reason behind withholding the evidence. That indictment alleges that 61 people belong to a criminal conspiracy in connection with opposing Cop City. The case will probably drag on for years. Well,
yeah, just like protesting and just voicing opposition against it. Oh yeah, there's definitely some criminal conspiracy behind that.
A 2-year statute of limitations for any lawsuit the family might have been interested in pursuing if their attorneys could obtain the investigative file. Experts across the nation were stunned at the state's decision. I have not heard of another case like this where a prosecutor cites RICO charges / investigations into a movement as a reason not to release information about a police killing, said Samuel Sinyangwi, founder of the Police Scorecard, a data-based evaluation of state-by-state policing in the United States. So basically, they're using a fucking bullshit RICO racketeering fucking case to make this evidence unavailable so that the family can't sue them.
Yeah, because so many departments have been successfully sued at this point in civil court, so now it's like, oh, we have to stop that from happening, so let's just make sure we run out the clock on the statute of limitations, or they can file a case without good evidence.
Basically, that's essentially, it's like the whole case. It's just to essentially try to, like, prolong it as long as possible so statute of limitations, and then basically make it so it's impossible to actually fucking, like, get some sort of, charge, or like some sort of suit against them.
Boo cops.
Fuck cops. Piece of fucking shit. Like, good lord, dude. Good fucking grief. Fine boys watching a movie tonight. Ooh, what are they watching? Oh, what's this? Lady... What? Lady Frankenstein. Mary Frankenstein's daughter and his assistant, her lover, continues experiments in an attempt to rebuild his legacy after he is killed by a psychotic, murderous first monster. Whoa, dude. Whoa, that actually sounds pretty fucking cool. Whoa. That sounds like a dope-ass movie. Oh, shit. Wow. Well, I feel like that's going to, like, be, like, have some weird sexual innuendos and stuff like that and something going on. I definitely want to check it out. It definitely looks, looks interesting. Looks peculiar, huh? Ee boo boo. You were taking a big old fat nap earlier. Look at you, you're so cute. Little goofball. Cedar Linkson said. Well, I saw that Manson AI cover already before. Didn't see the other one yet. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Pumpkin Eye, dude. The Pumpkin Cyclops. Oh. Yeah. See what other little things I have before, too. Oh my good god. Actually, I did see a notification on this. Breaking Furious Fox host fumes after Jim Jordan loses his second Speaker House vote. Oh my god. Dude, they still... Oh my... Dude, that shit's still... Oh my god. That's just sad, but hilarious. Like, this shit's still gonna be going on, dude. Wow.
Just getting idiotic. And we need some stability at this time.
The largest issue I have with this, other than the sheer incompetence and utter failings that Congress is now having on behalf of the American people, is the fact that now we just are trying to scramble to get the best of what's around. That because it took forever, because there was an explosion essentially and civic discord there on the Hill, because everyone has been wasting time and wasting our money this entire time. Now, just give us someone, please, just fill the position. So we are now settling for something that should have actually taken robust thought and the weigh-in of constituents. It should actually be held by the best person for the job. And instead, we are being woefully inadequately disserved yet again because they couldn't get their act together.
Oh my god, how dare all these, radicals, that just, have stirred everything up and now we can't even get anyone in. How dare. Oh my god, they're just like bitching the bitch, basically.
Can I add one quick thing? What makes zero sense? Don Bacon voting for McCarthy yesterday and today. Jordan was Kevin McCarthy's right hand. He was his lieutenant. If you like McCarthy, you like Jordan. That's the upside down, backwards ass world that these Republicans are living in.
What? Oh my god. Okay, whatever.
That scathing commentary that you just listened to about Republicans came from Fox News, of all places. And as you can tell, they are very much fed up with the whole speaker debacle. Now, at the time that they were having that conversation, it became clear to them that Jim Jordan was not going to have enough votes to become speaker again. And Fox hosts have made it abundantly clear that they are sick and tired of the bullshit and they want it to stop. But since it's not stopping, their frustration is spilling over into their commentary. Now, in case you missed it yesterday, Fox host Brian Kilmeade's reaction to Don Bacon voting against Jordan was caught on hot mic. And here's what he said.
Bacon. McCarthy.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
Just dumbass.
Day in a row that Don Bacon has been name-dropped by Fox News hosts. Now, in an episode of his radio show, Kilmeade addressed this hot mic moment, and he expressed even more frustration at the situation when he referenced his comment there.
Dumbass.
So I was on set of Outnumbered. We were taking the vote live, and this guy votes... Congressman Bacon doesn't vote for Jim Jordan, and it just after the 2 weeks to think about where Republicans were at, we watched him lose 20, but that was the first. I did not know my mic was open, but next thing you know, by the time I walk upstairs at Outnumbered, my 7th hour of broadcasting, my last words were dumbass. Those were the words that were being carried everywhere. Everyone's like, wow, your mic was open. Your mic was open. My mic was open for 6 hours and 58 minutes. Nobody cared what I said. But I say one word on an off-mic moment, and everyone's like, wow, can't believe you said that. No one's really upset.
So, why you, being so, well, I was just, I didn't know I was on hot mic, and, no one really actually cares, or anything, but, everyone always folks are, it seems like you kind of, took it personally there, buddy.
That I said it. No one said I'm wrong that I said it. I am stunned. I've never seen somebody commit political suicide, a group of people commit political suicide like this. And then after 2 weeks of therapy, people going home on their own and coming back, they're still doing the same thing.
Yeah, so needless to say, the claws are out for Don Bacon. But we'll talk about why he's still not supporting Jim Jordan in a moment. But first, I want to talk about the actual vote, because Jim Jordan ended up faring worse this time than he did in the first round, with Washington Post reporter Mariana Sotomayor explaining he was only able to flip 2 Republicans to his corner over the last 24 hours, but he lost 4 more during that time frame as well, with 22 colleagues voting against him.
Oh my god, what a clusterfuck that they're having. Holy shit. Like, I mean, talk about flip-flopping like a fucking fish. Like, Jesus. Like, you know, honestly, in a way, it's better for them to be just distracted by this stupid bullshit. You know, but, I mean, on one hand, it can't be forever, though, because, like, you know, there is a potential looming government shutdown again that will happen at some point. And, you know, we don't really want this to be going on for that long. But it is good, at least, that there's, like, some absurd, stupid distraction that, you know, they all are infighting over instead of, like, you know, trying to push fascistic bullshit.
It is not looking good for Jim Jordan currently. So I'll tell you what the plan is going forward, but first, I do want to issue some clarifications about my video from yesterday. So we watched this video of Republican Ken Buck explaining why he voted for Tom Emmer instead of Jim Jordan.
I guess my first question is, do you really want Tom Emmer to be Speaker?
No, I don't. I don't like Tom Emmer. I figured this would be the worst job in America. Mike Rowe would not want to do this for his TV show.
So if you watched my video from yesterday, you'll know that I enjoyed that clip specifically because of how petty Ken Buck was being. However, after I filmed that segment, he took to Twitter to clarify that he was only joking and Tom Emmer is actually his friend. Now, for some reason, I didn't pick up on his sarcasm, even if it seems obvious in retrospect that he would...
I mean, I don't know if it was that obvious.
Playfully hazing his friend, but I didn't detect it. And additionally, we talked about Mike Rogers, aka Toupee Guy, who said there was nothing that Jordan could do to get his support as Speaker of the House, and I used that quote to demonstrate how vociferous opposition to Jim Jordan was. But it turns out Mike Rogers ended up voting for Jim Jordan after all, something that I completely missed and didn't think to look at. So major thanks to YouTube commenter J-Boy, who pointed this out and provided viewers with some much needed clarification. Sometimes it's difficult to get the most up-to-date information when the situation is so volatile, and
so it's like he will never do anything to get my vote last second. Fuck it, I'll vote for him.
Let's go up hours after.
I wonder what kind of made him change his mind on that one. I wonder if there's like a fat paycheck that he might have given to him.
Place, but I always try my very best to be as accurate as possible, and whenever I fail in that regard, I do my best to correct the record, so I do apologize for inadvertently misleading viewers in that regard. But
well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal,
with
honestly.
that out of the way, the question is, what's the plan for Republicans going forward? Well, it is difficult to say, but one of the options, as discussed yesterday, which has not changed to my knowledge at the time that I record this, is to enhance the power of McHenry temporarily, and it seems like that idea is still being circulated. However, Jim Jordan himself came out strongly against it.
What do you think of these calls to introduce a resolution to empower McHenry to be the Speaker pro tem on a permanent basis? Would you support that?
I don't think that's the right way to go. I think we should get a Republican Speaker. I got 90% of the Republicans in the conference who supported me.
Would that help buy you more time?
No, I mean, I think we should get a Republican Speaker. I've been very clear about that. I think that's where the conference is. That's what our rules suggest. So let's get a Republican Speaker and get about the people's business.
His opposition to this plan is not surprising at all to me because he...
I mean, no shit, because obviously he wants to be the Speaker, which is why he's saying that too. I mean, he doesn't want like that happening.
From the pressure that Republicans are feeling to settle for him right now. So it wouldn't buy him more time, it'd buy his opponents more time to come up with someone else who they'd rather support. But if Republicans were to opt for this option, one conservative commentator on CNN explained in a very colorful way how this entire debacle would have been for nothing. This was said in between the first and second vote, but nonetheless, here's what he said.
But the obvious road that all of us are seeing, which is, at this point, Jim Jordan doesn't look like he's going to be Speaker, and that perhaps the guy who actually has the gavel temporarily, Patrick McHenry, should have it. Can you talk about that and why that isn't happening like this, if that seems to be where this is headed?
Well, it's not in their nature, and I say it's not in the nature of the conservative wing of the conference to give up. You know, their whole brand is, let's fight about everything, and even when we've gotten fewer votes, let's keep fighting and keep trying to deny the reality. And what you wind up with is just
I mean, I guess that isn't wrong.
Another episode of monkeys getting amorous with football starring the House Republicans. And until you get tired of that show, you know, which is, I think, coming soon based on what I'm hearing, you're going to have to continue to go through this chaos. This Patrick McHenry business is fascinating. He is one of McCarthy's top guys, helped him get the speakership. And if this whole thing winds up with him as being named assistant to the regional manager, or whatever title they're going to give him here, which is not in the Constitution, this will be like the biggest circle jerk in the history of circles, or jerks. I mean, to have McCarthy's guy back in as a temporary speaker
in history of circles or jerks. What?
And
And if you're a conservative and you have followed Jim Jordan, you followed these guys, and you want them to be right, remember, you're the mark here. There was no plan. They had no plan. They threw McCarthy overboard without any plan whatsoever of what to do next.
He's right. They ousted McCarthy before even trying to build a consensus for any alternative. And they crossed their fingers hoping that their number one choice, Jim Jordan, would become speaker.
Which I honestly can't believe that fucking Matt Gaetz, out of all people, is kind of what led to this shit. You know, because he knew that Democrats were just going to, like, oust McCarthy anyway. So it's like, I mean, I honestly, in a way, can't believe that this shit happened just because that fuck decided to just, like, you know, call the vote out and shit. They get enough people to, you know, swing over. It's like, man, what the fuck? And of course there wasn't any fucking plan. I mean, it's like, what? And honestly, like, I mean, I guess I would have thought that, like, maybe the old guard Republicans and shit, like the ones who weren't in favor of this, you know, would at least have maybe a backup. I'd be like, all right, well, this is like gonna happen. Let's think of a contingency. But no, there wasn't. Like, they were just straight caught with their pants down.
Today, Matt Gaetz arrogantly tweeted a picture of him and Jordan saying Speaker Jordan Day, but after 2 failed votes, it looks more likely that that's not going to happen. But he's continuing to dig his heels in, retweeting Dan Bishop, who argues the proposal to empower the Speaker pro tem is not significantly different than electing Speaker Hakeem Jeffries. It is coalition government between the Democrats and the Republican big spenders. And it makes sense that they think this because, again, McHenry is McCarthy's guy, and their opposition to McCarthy has not gone away. So when you consider their position and the position of the Republicans on the other side who vehemently oppose Jim Jordan, it looks like an impossible situation for Republicans to overcome with no end in sight. There just doesn't seem to be a Republican who can act as the consensus candidate. So at the end, one side's going to win and the other side is going to lose. And at the end of the day, some Republicans are going to be disillusioned with the end result whenever we see that. So it's a very bad situation currently. But yesterday, we did talk about Jim Jordan's pressure.
Yeah, more or less for the Republicans, I'd argue. Not really so much for anyone else. Because they're just being distracted by this heavily. And they're going to use personal vendettas and grudges, you know, to, like, kind of fight against each other more so than anything else.
And how they rubbed some Republicans the wrong way. But I do want to dive a little bit deeper into that because Don Bacon told Politico reporter Olivia Beavers that it was so bad that his wife received threatening texts from Jordan's team, with one anonymous sender writing, "Why is your husband causing chaos by not supporting Jim Jordan? I thought he was a team player." Now she responded by asking, "Who is this? Oh, now you have nothing to say?" They responded again saying, "Your husband will not hold any political office ever again. What a disappointment and failure he is." She responded to that saying, "He has more courage than you. You won't put your name to your statements." Now, in another anonymous text message she received, the sender says, "Talk to your husband. Tell him to step up and be a leader and help the Republican Party get a speaker. There's too much going on in the world for all this going on in the Republican Party. You guys take 5 steps forward and then turn around and take 20 steps backwards. No wonder our party always ends up getting screwed over." Yeah. So,
damn.
When the spouses of GOP lawmakers are receiving creepy anonymous text messages threatening the careers of their spouse, and on top of that you have Sean Hannity personally emailing GOP holdouts to strong-arm them into supporting Jordan, it's really easy to see why this pressure campaign backfired. Jim Jordan pissed off.
Yeah, it sounds like, you know, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, and that whole, like, wing of the Republicans pissed off a lot of fucking people trying to do this shit.
A lot of Republicans rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I don't think that he's going to gain support after pissing off so many people. But on the opposite side, the people who are enthusiastically supporting Jim Jordan are doing so because he is the most extreme House Speaker ever. And if they don't take up this opportunity to elect a far-right insurrectionist fascist, then they might not ever get it again. And Jim Jordan is willing to do things that are incredibly unpopular that other Republican speakers would not do. In fact, I'll let Republican Tom Cole tell you why he's enthusiastically supporting Jim Jordan.
But unlike any other speaker we've had, he's had the courage to talk about a long-term plan and to get at the real drivers of debt. And we all know what they are. We all know it's Social Security. We all know it's Medicare. We all know it's Medicaid. No president of either side has been willing to deal with this. No speaker of either side has been willing to deal with this. My friend, our former colleague, John Delaney, and I offered a plan. I still follow it.
Fucking John Delaney.
John's
Really?
not here anymore. To go back and do in 1983 what we did then and address Social Security, we never can get any.
Oh yeah, like during the Reagan era where everything got busted and gutted and shit.
This is a guy that wants to create a debt commission, a bipartisan debt commission, and get at the roots of our spending problem. That takes courage.
It is very bold of him to just admit on national television in front of everyone that he is supporting Jim Jordan specifically because Jim Jordan, unlike other Republicans, is willing to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. A service
Which, I mean, is pretty much what a lot of these Republicans want to do anyway. And most of these motherfuckers have no problem at this point, even, you know, like a lot of old guard Republicans admitting that shit. And they know that someone like Jim Jordan could get that shit done. Like, I mean, but because of a lot of dissent funding and for the people that have been more wishy-washy about it, I mean, I don't really think they're going to be able to get, like, that shit going through anytime soon.
I'm assuming many of the GOP's constituents rely on, since they're older, so they're going to rely on that. So you're saying you want to fuck over your own base, which is why you're supporting Jim Jordan. It's wild that they admit things like this. So obviously the party...
I'm reacting to this.
...is still in shambles and chaos continues to unfold. But while all of this happens, while the shit show continues to get...
What do you mean, what's up?
...worse, in the background, you have the Kevin McCarthy still unbelievably trying to scapegoat Democrats for all of this chaos.
And so what I see, though, is there's no chance in the world that Democrats can ever say again that they put people before politics. They made a political decision to try to bring chaos, to shut down a branch of government, and that's wrong. Yes.
What?
Unreal. Now...
Dude, the audacity, bro. Like, what the fuck, really?
It's not the first time that he has blamed Democrats for this, and it probably won't be the last. But it makes him look so unserious when everyone can see with their own two eyes what's going on. The chaos is still being driven by Republicans. They still don't have a speaker. So to say that Democrats are responsible is so cartoonishly comical at this point that it's shocking to me that he still continues to say this with a straight face. So I hope that he keeps making that point, because I think that he is going to look like such a clown. Like, it's not going to come off as genuine to the American people.
Because he is a fucking clown. I mean, honestly, like, at this point, I mean, he's pretty much realized that his political career is just kind of done, so he's just kind of saying, fuck it. At this point,
I hope that he
I don't even think he cares anymore.
That he's hurting himself by saying this, because he should continue to say this. So at this point, though,
they'd be putting one up on their own. I think they have. I think it's Hakeem Jeffries.
Everything is up in the air. We really don't know what's going to happen going forward, and I'm not sure if a third vote is even coming soon, but Politico is reporting that detractors of Jim Jordan are actually expecting him to fare even worse if there's a third vote, with an anonymous House member expecting him to lose 10 to 15 more votes in a third round, which could be the last nail in his coffin. So if there is going to be a third vote, it'd be wise for him to not rush it, but either way, there's still no end in sight. All of this chaos is going to continue, the shit show will go on, and I'm glad, because this story is continuing to entertain me, and I think that during these really dark times that we're in, entertainment is something that is important. So long as Republicans continue to act like buffoons, I will continue to talk about them, because I think that we need some comic relief in this time. So thanks, Republicans. I'll continue to broadcast your stupidity for everyone to see.
Because, I mean, hey, they are being stupid, and they are being a bunch of fucking clowns, so, you know, hey, the more of them, doing that shit, the better, in my opinion. Nice little bow. Or, better yet, of course, some Republicans vote for them. I don't think that would happen. I don't think that would be happening at all. Bignar, Giganar. Well, seems like you're all up in the mood. Ugh. I'll probably get myself to get some food and all that shit here pretty soon. Nice, fuck. Nice. I am too, a little bit. I'm actually kind of feeling, pretty good to, get a bunch of food and going. No, staying. It's like, I'm sitting here just, like, being like, damn, I'm pretty hungry right now. So, like, I'm gonna go get some food. I can come back a little later, but I'm getting to get some food first, because I'm so hungry. I be a hungry hoe. That much be for certain. Good DoorDash. Dude, I don't need to. I can literally just, like, go grab something just right down the street if I wanted to. Like, I literally don't need to do that. So they get DoorDash. DoorDash. DoorDashes. Well, how would that? What would that even look like? I don't even want to know. I don't even think my brain's gonna be able to comprehend it. If that's just like about doors. All doors must be like traditional Renaissance style era doors. Of the Renaissance. Order a gay fashion to your door. I could do that. But then they would probably kill me and I don't want that. So, nah. But, anyway. I'll just get myself some food. All that shit. I'll probably come back in a little bit later. So, anyway. Peace out for now and I'll see you all that next one.